close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Line into left field for a base hit.
Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for 2, and they got him.
Run, the throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's softball time here on yourliveevent.com. James Martins and Keith Meyer hanging out with you as we're on our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve. They cover it all from auto, home, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieINS.com for a free quote today. Again, welcoming in Keith to the press box. Our good friend Keith Meyer here with you. Not quite the time yet, Keith, at least on the North Dakota side, for those fireworks that you got. But we're going to see some fireworks, I think, this season on our baseball, softball coverage.
Yeah, I think so. It's a nice day. We got a little bit of a breeze. It's going to blow balls from right center towards the left field line. But boy, it's gorgeous weather. Sunny, 60-some degrees. We lucked out again.
Absolutely. The field looks pretty darn good. I will say kudos to the guy to the left of us and Dave Nelson. And he's saying he had nothing to do with it, but I doubt that. Corey Erickson as well. Great job on the field. We're ready to go for some softball here. And coming up on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll hear from both head coaches. Corey Erickson, of course, from Hillsboro-Central Valley, and Autumn Perry coming up next from Valley City, as, of course, we have the Burros and the Highliners to kick things off here. We'll hear from both head coaches, plus Keith and I will do a little banter on some kind of the keys to the game and what we are going to be expecting here for the season to come. It's Hillsboro-Central Valley Softball on your home for spring sports, yourliveevent.com.
Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9 in Ada, invites you to order your new Chevrolet vehicles. From the Silverado, Trailblazer, and Traverse, Lee Brothers is your authorized Chevrolet dealer, providing sales and service to the area since 1975. For ordering your vehicles, talk with Mitch Smurfer J. Trust the experts who know your vehicles best and take advantage of great Chevy certified service offers today. Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9, Ada. Call 218-784-2000.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
I was visiting with Ben at the Hillsboro Body Shop, and we discussed, well, a lot of things. And then we were discussing, when do you think about the body shop? Most times it's after your vehicle gets damaged from an accident, hitting a deer, hailstorms, scratches, dents, windshield cracks. Ben says, beep. I say, when you need the repairs to your vehicle as you're thinking of the Hillsboro Body Shop, call Ben. 701-636-4981.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at FullServiceFoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay, services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking. Serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For all your fresh floral needs, rely on 3R Floral on Main Street in Hillsboro. If you have an upcoming wedding or special event, contact 3R Floral to help with your floral needs for the occasion. Call 3R Floral at 701-636-2000. You can also find gift ideas for all occasions. Check out the new decor to spruce up your home and office for the new year at 3R Floral. And don't forget about Hillsboro Gifts, featuring Borough apparel for all Borough fans. Check out the 3R Floral Facebook page and see some great gifts available. If you can dream it, we can do it at 3R Floral in Hillsboro.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
On our Dakota Heritage Bank pre-game interviews, talking with the head coach of the Hillsboro-Central Valley girls softball team, and Corey Erickson. And Corey, it seems like just a bundle of excitement. You couldn't wait to get back out onto the diamond after what was an incredible season last year.
Right, and especially to get out on the diamond so quickly this year. We actually got outside the first day for a little bit, and then we were inside with a little bit of cold weather, but spent a full week outdoors here, so that was awesome for the first week of April to actually get a full week of practice and playing our first scheduled game of the season actually happening on time. It doesn't happen very often.
When we spoke in the preseason about the expectations for this year, of course, one of the big things you needed to fill was the pitching circle. What's it going to look like day number one?
Yeah, so we'll be going with Evie Willison, our sophomore pitcher. She has probably the most starting experience besides our junior pitcher, Megan Ensign. Maybe we're just going to kind of keep her at second base today, only use her if we need to. We have Evie Willison starting, and then we'll have Abigail Anderson, a freshman, ready to come in here today if we need her. They've been pitching pretty well here this week in practice, so just rolling with them and just get the first game out of the way. That's the most important thing. Learn from it, and we'll see what happens. But key to the game is just going to be keeping walks to a minimum, free bases to a minimum. With that wind blowing in, it's kind of the great equalizer with hitting is any fly ball is going to die, and it's not going to get out to the fence today. So any fly ball is going to die. So we just need to be ready to make some plays behind our pitchers and battle it out.
You've got a great schedule on your hands this year, and it starts with a Valley City team that's made the state tournament 9 times. A little bit off a struggle for them in the fact that they didn't make the state tournament for the first time in 6 contested state tournaments. But your thoughts on the Liners coming in today?
You know, they have a young lineup. I know they have, I believe, a freshman. They started an 8th grader last year, and I think a freshman shortstop. So they got some youth. They bring back a senior pitcher, at the very least a senior pitcher. They have a senior catcher that I know is coming back for them. I want to say they graduated most of their outfield from last year. So, with the wind, that could be an interesting situation for them. We'll see, how that plays out here today. But I know they got some experience. They're traditionally a very strong program. They're used to winning, so I think it'll be a good battle here today for our first game of the season.
Corey, you mentioned to keep the walks to a minimum. That's one of the keys as well, just to settling in and getting back acclimated into the ebbs and flows of a season. What else do you want to see from your ladies today?
Biggest thing is, defensively, I feel pretty good about where we're at defensively. If we have an error or two, we got a pretty experienced infield and outfield that won't let it compound on them. They know how to settle things down. Biggest thing is, we only had 2 hits in our opening game last year against Hankinson. I think we finished, I can't remember how many strikeouts we ended up with, but we ended up winning that game, but we didn't really earn it, I didn't feel. So, coming into today, the big thing is going to be having better at-bats than we did to start off last year. We had a good scrimmage where we were really aggressive at the plate, but we saw some things in practice yesterday that we really want to work on here today. So the main message here for this game is going to be go out and attack any strikes that you see. Drive them, keep them low, don't get underneath that ball, and just keep fighting.
Corey, absolutely gorgeous weather today at the Olsen Softball Complex. I think we're ready to go for some softball.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully the weather keeps up like this for the rest of April.
Corey Erickson, head coach for the Hillsboro-Central Valley girls softball team, joining us in our Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interviews. Coach, best of luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much, James.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Under Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interviews, talking with the head coach of the Valley City Highlander girls softball team, and Autumn Perry. And Coach, great day, beautiful weather, great conditions to get a softball season underway.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing to get a game in early April for first time in a long time. Beautiful weather, light wind, great sun, barely any clouds. It's amazing. So excited.
Got a young squad here this season, just a couple of seniors. What's the mindset? What's the focus going into this campaign?
I think a lot of it is just making the most of the time. We have a lot of young girls and a lot of 7th and 8th graders, but just kind of keeping that competitiveness. I mean, a lot of these young ones are very athletic and trying to compete, but then it's pushing our older girls. Yeah, we only have 2 seniors, but it's pushing them to try even harder and put that little example out there, even though there's only 2 of them.
Of course, before the advent of the 3-class system in the winter sports and now the fall sports coming up, Valley City, they've struggled a little bit in the traditional sense, but not in softball. You guys have been to the state tournament 9 times. What's going to take to go back this year?
I think just playing together as a team, staying loud, and really pushing those younger girls to move up and mature a little bit. I think it'll be easy, just make it up there again.
You mentioned there's a lot of 7th and 8th graders, a lot of youth on this squad. What's impressed you the most about them in the early practices?
Honestly, I'm impressed by how much they listen and just kind of take in the coaching that they're given. There's not a big young program with our Parks and Rec, so being able for them to just take that coaching right away and watch the examples of the older girls has been huge.
You face a team, a Class B team in Hillsboro-Central Valley that made the state tournament last year. Your thoughts on Corey Erickson's Burros?
I think they're great. They always have a good program. I'm really excited to play against them, especially with us moving to Class B in a couple years. I think it's great to get a good start so that we can bring that competitive with years to come.
Talk with head coach of the Valley City Highlanders here under Dakota Heritage Bank pregame comments. Coach, best of luck today. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
And that concludes our Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interviews. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, dhbanknd.com. Again, Autumn Perry from Valley City, and Corey Erickson, of course, from Hillsboro-Central Valley. Good to be with you here again on this beautiful, sunny Friday afternoon. Softball action about to get rolling here between Hillsboro-Central Valley and Valley City. Going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the starting lineups. Before I know it, the first pitch from the Olsen Softball Complex in Hillsboro. It's the Burros and the Liners on YourLiveEvent.com.
All Works Underground Utilities, LLC specializes in directional boring and plowing of underground utilities. Contact Dylan Stevens, 218-261-3090. Power lines, communications, water and sewer lines. All Works LLC can get the job done. All Works LLC works with residential and construction contractors in Minnesota and North Dakota. Contact Dylan Stevens with All Works LLC, 218-261-3090.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
It's a spring sale with additional discounts on all trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro. With everyday lower prices, Bloomfield Enterprises is offering additional discounts through April 30th. All trailers have spring sale discounts and price savings. Dumps, tilts, utility, equipment, and car trailers, plus goosenecks and flow aluminum trailers. Talk to Tim at 701-430-0877 or Larry at 218-368-7989. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro for big spring sale discounts on trailers.
And welcome back here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieINS.com for a free quote today as the 0-0 Hillsboro-Central Valley Boroughs host the 0-0 Valley City Highliners in a Class A, Class B girls softball showdown. Let's get you now to our American Crystal Sugar Company starting lineups. American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, grow our own. CrystalSugar.com. We'll start with the Valley City Highliners. They'll go with this starting lineup. The leadoff center fielder, number 5, a sophomore, Cameron Berg. Batting second and 8th grade at second base. Number 7, Bethany Schultheis. Batting third at first base, junior number 21, Bailey LaRue. The cleanup, batting fourth, the sophomore, number 9, left fielder, Kenley Suffolcool. Batting fifth, it's the senior catcher, number 12, Hadley Thorson. Batting sixth, it's an 8th grade pitcher, number 20, Adelie Jewett. Batting 7th, the designated player, senior, number 15, Cindy Larson. Batting 8th, it's a freshman. Right fielder, number 24, Tessa Anderson. Batting 9th, another freshman at third base, number 30, Ashlyn Hartzell. And the flex spot, playing left field, number 2, a junior, Paige Lindgren. That's the starting lineup there for the Valley City Highlanders, coached by Autumn Perry, assisted by Ryan LaRue. Starters now for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Boroughs. They'll go again with this starting lineup. Again, these starting lineups are presented by American Crystal Sugar Company.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Olson.
Starters there for the Boroughs.
We'd like to welcome you to today's game between your
They'll lead off with the junior catcher, number 1, Peyton Quam. Batting second, the junior shortstop, number 2, Kaylee Kittleson. Number 3, Kaylee Kittleson, excuse me. Batting third, a junior at third base, number 22, Carsey Hattlestead. Batting fourth at first base, number 14, a senior, Danielle DuBois. Batting fifth, Santa Kritzberger, center fielder, sophomore, number 7. Batting sixth, the sophomore pitcher, number 15, Evelyn Willison. Batting seventh, the designated player, Abigail Anderson, number 10, a freshman. And batting eighth at second base, the junior, number 4, Megan Ensign. Batting ninth, the freshman left fielder, number 13, Aaliyah Jelmstead. And in the flex spot at right field, number 9, Kate Onis, a senior. Again, that's the starting lineups here for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Boroughs, coached by Corey Erickson, assisted by Serena Closey, Timothy Spurgeon, and Molly Knutsvig. Again, our starting lineups presented by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, grow our own, CrystalSugar.com. And we'll step aside here for the national anthem. Before we do that, Keith, want to get to some thoughts before we get going here. Keys to the win here for both these teams.
Pitching. It's going to take pitching. The first time out of the box, it's like the box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get that first game. The Burros have depth in pitching. I think they're going to miss Serena Closey with that steady hand of hers and the explosiveness. Valley City, I'm sure they have a bundle of pitchers. They're going to, typically in a game like this, you give your pitchers 2-3 innings and get the next person out there, get them some game experience and see what happens.
It's going to be a fun one here. Again, Valley City in the dark. In the black jerseys, blue letters, black pants, blue socks, and blue numbers outlined in white. And for the Burros, they are in, we'll pan over there a little bit to see Hillsboro-Central Valley. They're going to be in their blue jerseys, blue pinstripe jerseys, with the white numbers and white letters, Burros in cursive on the front of the jersey. So we'll let the rest of their starters come out and get them their national anthem. When we come back, it's the opening pitch between the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros and the Valley City Highliners here on YourLiveEvent.com. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their farming operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source, helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, with receiving stations in Hatton, Sharon, Larimore, Devils Lake, Wilton, Washburn, Lincoln, Peasic, East Grand Forks, Grafton, and Garski. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or 701-847-2622.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Almost half of the energy used in homes goes toward heating and cooling the spaces we live in. Energy Star certified heating and cooling equipment can improve your comfort while lowering electric bills. Through its Bright Energy Solutions program, City of Hillsboro offers rebates for a wide range of energy-efficient equipment like heat pumps and central air conditioners. You can also get a rebate for having your cooling system professionally tuned up. Call the City of Hillsboro to learn more about rebates or visit BrightEnergySolutions.com.
This is Dustin Nagel with Dakota Heritage Bank. We're a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we can assist you with all of your banking needs, including checking and savings accounts, credit and debit cards, loans of all types, and more. We offer free mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking with Dakota Heritage Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
My coworkers here at Degelman are super supportive. We all get along. Makes for a really easy work day, easy work week.
From day one, I felt like it's been a big family here at Degelman.
Our culture at Degelman is really second to none. It's truly a family atmosphere.
It feels really great to be a part of a team that is building some of the toughest equipment in the farm industry.
National Anthem has concluded, and we're wrapping up here our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get that insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve. They cover it all. Home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. IrieINS.com for a free quote today. And you can see here getting ready in the circle. Freshman pitcher there for Hillsboro-Central Valley. And Evelyn Willison tossing the ball over there to Peyton Quam. And due up here for Valley City. It'll be their leadoff three batters: Cameron Berg, Bethany Scholtheis, and Bailey LaRue. Center fielder, second base, and first base. The positions there for Valley City. 9 times Valley City has made it to the state tournament. However, they did not make it last year, so they're looking to make it back. A very young squad, but as you heard the head coach mention, a lot of talent there. So there's certainly a good opportunity for Valley City here to start out with a win and have a good season. Hillsboro-Central Valley making it to the state tournament last year and finishing there in 6th place. So again, leading off for the Valley City Highliners, it's the sophomore center fielder, number 10, Cameron Berg, or number 5, excuse me, Cameron Berg.
Now batting, Cameron Berg.
To face Willison there. We get our season underway, a season opener, by the way, here on YourLiveEvent.com. Willison, a right-handed pitcher, facing a lefty batter there in Berg. That one's a little bit high. There for ball 1. Follow along here on our Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seed sales scoreboard. 7 innings regulation, of course. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a little high. Once again, makes it 2-0. And first batter up here in the season in 2024. Willison, there's the 2-0 pitch. That's a little bit upstairs as well. Makes it now 3-0. Freshman trying to get settled in again. It's very hard to replace Serena Closey. Lucky for the Burros, she's on the coaching staff. She can dispel some of her wisdom onto these young pitchers. 3-0 pitch. That's into the box this time. Makes it 3-1 to the leadoff batter in Berg. Schultheis on deck. LaRue in the hole there for the Liners. Willison. There's the 3-1 pitch. Just inside there. Full count. Good battle there, Keith, for Willison.
He's coming back with some strong pitches. Needs to find that release point.
Full count pitch. That's a little bit off the mark, and so we have our first runner there on first base off the walk there for Berg.
Now batting, Bethany Schultheis.
Takes a full count walk there, and runners now aboard for the second batter, the 8th grader, number 7, second base, Bethany Schultheis, batting right here this season for Valley City. She shows bunt. Here's the first pitch. She executes the bunt, but it is fouled. So it goes to the count of 0-1 here now. Runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the first. On our Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seed sales scoreboard. Defense shifts upward there for the Burros. Bunt not shown this time. That's a little bit high. Runner initially went for the steal, but she comes back to first base there. Count goes down to 1-1 for Schultheis with LaRue on deck and Suffolcool in the hole here for the Liners. Time called there by the officials. I think
we had a balk call.
Yep. 2-1 off the balk is the call there, and that makes it now 3-1.
What happened is Willison separated the ball from her glove and then came back into the glove, and that's a no-no.
3-1 pitch for Willison. That makes it strike 2. She's battled back, though, Keith, from being behind the pitch to making it back-to-back full counts. And she'll look to get a better result here than an opening walk. Full count pitch. That's fouled back. Count remains full.
I remember a year ago starting out, that ball would have landed in a big snow pile back here.
Corey was surprised that I was able to drive around in the parking lot this winter. That pitch is high, and back-to-back walks surrendered there for Willison to start the game. Now runners on first and second. With nobody out here in the top of the first, it brings up a lefty at first base, junior number 21, Bailey LaRue. Good start here for Valley City to try and get in front early. That pitch is a dribbler to the left side. The runners move initially. They'll go back to their bags, and the count goes now to 1-0. So far, LaRue of her let's see here, 14 pitches. Looks like 9 balls and 5 strikes, I do believe. I'm doing the math correct. That one's outside now, 2-0. With Suffolcool on deck and Thorson in the hole here for Valley City in a good position here. Willison, there goes the 2-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. Probably chased after that one there, Keith.
Yeah, it looked like it was fading outside. Not a surprise, though. The wind helped with that one, push it out of the strike zone, and she couldn't hold up her swing.
There's the 2-1 pitch. That's a little outside now, 3-1. And Willison, her first start of her varsity career. Takes a while to get those jitters out. 3-1 pitch. A little upstairs this time. And we got bases loaded here now with nobody out in the top of the first. After 3 straight walks, as Berg, Schultheis, and LaRue all reach for free to the bases as Corey Erickson comes out there for a circle visit.
That's a good time out for Coach Erickson. A young pitcher, first game. You're going to struggle with things like, finding that strike zone and whatnot. You just walk out there and basically say, hey, we got you out there for a reason. You can do this. Just throw some strikes and let your defense play.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Kinley Suffolcool, a sophomore she's playing left field today. Number 9, batting right there for Valley City. Class A, Class B showdown here on YourLiveEvent.com on our baseball, softball, spring sports season opener. Bunt is shown and tossed away, and the runners initially went. They'll go back as good there for Peyton Quam. All-region selection last year. She knows what she's doing behind the batter's box.
Yeah, that ball came through so clean that they got a kick off of the screen back towards home plate, and that made the runners turn around and go back to base.
1-0 pitch, and that dings the left ankle, and so a hit batter allows the first run to come home. Berg will score, and that makes it here 1-0 in favor of Valley City, and the bases will remain loaded. So 3 walks and then a hit batter. Load the bases once again, and this brings up Hadley Thorson, the catcher, senior, number 12. First pitch, swing and a miss. Count goes 0-1. And bases loaded. Still looking for our first out in the top of the first here. On a spring baseball, softball coverage on YourLiveEvent.com. Thorson, one of just 2 seniors for this Valley City squad. Blooper out to right center field. It drops. 1 will come home to score. 2 will not quite come home to score. Makes it 2-0 here. Valley City off the bloop single. RBI to bring home Schultheis.
Good placement of that base hit. The Borough middle infield was playing in, and she dumped it right over where the second baseman might ordinarily be.
That brings in here Adelie Jewett, the pitcher. Number 20, right-handed batter. There's the pitch. It is foul down the third base line. And that makes it here 0-1. 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. Bases are still loaded with nobody out. Valley City off to a nice start, already out to their sixth batter, As there's the 0-1 pitch. Dropped in there, just a little off the mark though, 1-1. But it seems like Keith Willison settling in a little bit. She's finding a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, it looked like she tried to throw a change up there. It floated just a little bit too much and stayed up high. But that's okay to show the other team that you've got a variety of pitches and give them a little more to think about.
After little tight shoes there for Valley City at third base. 1-1 pitch right to the pitcher. Toss home. And the tag is well in time. So there's the first out. Fielder's choice gets Jewett aboard, but LaRue gets tossed out at home for the first out of the inning. Bases still loaded. And again, 1 out now on the board.
There's experience for you. Quam got pulled off the plate, and she knew that she wasn't going to be able to get back there.
And another
Got hit by pitch.
Batter, yep.
Finish that thought on Quam. She quickly turned and tagged the runner out because she couldn't get back to home plate to save the out.
Suffolk will come home to score. Thorson goes over to third. And Jewett to second. Larson, by the way, to first on the hit by pitch. And there's the pitch right there. It's a little high. So now 1-0 to Anderson, the right fielder, freshman number 24. One ball, no strikes here. A 3-0 lead now for Valley City on the Golden Harvest Tim Cazette seed sale scoreboard. That one finds the box there now for 1-1. Count there to Anderson. Hartzell to round out the first time through the order is on deck here for Valley City, trying to get everybody in one time. 1-1 pitch. A little bit low as well. Makes it now 2-1 to Anderson. Again, run scored for Berg, Schultheis, and Suffolk. With the bases loaded once again. Valley City trying to put more up here already with a 3-0 lead. Willison, the freshman pitcher. A little bit of a rough start to her career, but again, you got to start somewhere as that count now goes to 3-1. Just a beautiful sunshiny day, partly cloudy skies here in Hillsboro at the Olson Softball Complex. 3-1 is the count. That's a swing and a miss. Count now goes full, 3-2. It's now the third full count. Willison has battled through. Both previous times led to walks. Full count pitch. That's a little high. That will be a walk as well. Anderson gets the first. Thorson will come home to score. It's now 4-0 Valley City. And Corey Erickson looks like we are going to have a pitching change. And again, pitching changes here this season brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. Agents with answers for every generation. For all your insurance questions, see Trail County's Agents with Answers. Agent Brad Richter in Hillsboro, sales associate Nick Preston in Mayville. New pitcher for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Coming up here, that is going to be Abigail Anderson, the freshman. Another freshman will come in to relieve Evelyn Willison. I want to check that Evelyn Willison's a sophomore, not a freshman. I want to correct myself on that. But Abigail Anderson, she is a freshman. She'll warm up. We'll be back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
I'm Madden Scunberg. I'm confident on the field, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Tylee Johnson. I'm confident in the arena. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Coming back out of this Nodak Insurance Company of Hillsboro and Mayville pitching change. Abigail Anderson, the new pitcher out there, freshman for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Bases remain loaded with one out, and it's a 5-0 lead. Update that Golden Harvest Tim Cazette seed sale scoreboard. Swing and a miss on the pitch. They are now to Hartzell. Comes out there, the closer, left fielder, as that is dinged. Foul. Ashlyn Hartzell down now 0-2 counts. Again with the new pitcher. As Anderson, 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. There's a strikeout for the second out of the inning. Oh, excuse me. Getting used to hitting the wrong thing on the scoreboard there. There you go. Bases are still loaded. There are 2 outs on the board. As Hartzell strikes out in 3 pitches, swinging that time. Brings in back the top of the order in Berg. Berg got onto a walk and scored. 5-0. Bases still loaded here in the top of the first. 2 outs now on the board.
We've got a new runner at third base.
Is that a number 1? I believe.
I think so.
For Valley City. Get that number here for you. Courtesy runner there for the Liners. Looks like Peyton Lindgren Jr. is going to run here. And a 5-0 lead here. 2 outs on the board here at the top of the first is Abigail Anderson, reliever. Gets a strike. Cameron Berg, count goes now 0-1. Scholdheis on deck and LaRue in the hole. Anderson is a freshman, a right-handed pitcher. Makes it 0-2, and good start to her tenure out here for Anderson.
She's throwing strikes, and that's what it takes, and it also wakes up your defense. They know the ball is going to be around the strike zone, so they get mentally a little bit more sharp to get ready for the hit ball.
0-2 pitch, little outside this time. It's now 1-2.
Nice location. Just off the plate.
That's a pitch where even if it doesn't go your way, those are the types of pitches you want to be seen out there if you're Corey Erickson. As there's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and back-to-back strikeouts there for Abigail Anderson to get the Burros out of the top of the first. So we had 5 runs come across on, I believe, just 1 hit, no errors, and the bases remained loaded. 5-0 after the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Contact Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union insurance agent, at 701-436-5777 or use the QR code to connect with the agency. It's a spring sale with additional discounts on all trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro. With everyday lower prices, Bloomfield Enterprises is offering additional discounts through April 30th. All trailers have spring sale discounts and price savings. Dumps, tilts, utility, equipment, and car trailers, plus goosenecks and flow aluminum trailers. Talk to Tim at 701-430-0877 or Larry at 218-368-7989. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro for big spring sale discounts on trailers.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Back here for the bottom of the first on our Golden Harvest Tim Kazette Seed Sale scoreboard. Valley City leading Hillsboro-Central Valley 5-0. So the Burros will get their first chance here as the leadoff junior catcher, number 1, Peyton Quam. Comes to bat here and face the pitcher, Adelie Jewett. First pitch to strike, count goes 0-1. Kittleson and Hattlestead will come out as well. On deck and in the hole, respectively, there for the Burros. 0-1 pitch, fouled back. So now 0-2.
Quam really broke out last year. She became a force at the plate. She became the spark plug for the team, actually, getting on base, stealing bases, and moving up.
And there's a grounder. That'll get past the glove at third base. And Peyton Quam is aboard there. Keith, what do you think, E5 or a clean single there?
Oh, I think it was a tough hop.
We'll give Peyton Quam the leadoff single there in 3 pitches.
We don't want no stinking errors on the first batter.
Oh, no, it's so hard to some of those are just really difficult to pin down whether it really is deserving, I'll put it that way, of an error. Some of them are obvious, some of them not so much. So we'll give Quam the leadoff single there when we'll look back at the stats after this one is all said and done. But Kaylee Kittleson, junior shortstop, number 3, comes up to the bat here now. There's the first pitch, and a swing and a miss. A steal as Quam might have got hit by the ball. She'll try to go for third, but she is tagged out there. Maybe you try to get a little too much on that one.
Too greedy. You know, it looked from here like she might have slid under the tag, but the official is about 60 feet closer than I am.
And that makes it here now. It should be a 1-1 count to Kittleson. Right-hander, shortstop. Pitch and a hit batter. I think that's our third one of the day combined. Pitcher so far. As Kaylee Kittleson gets aboard to first base. Comes up Carsey Hattlestead. At third base, the junior, number 22. There's the first pitch. And that'll be strike number 1. 1 down here at the bottom of the first, a 5-0 lead for Valley City over Hillsboro-Central Valley in the season opener. 0-1 pitch. Nice smack of the bat there for Hattlestead, but it goes foul down the third base line. Count goes to 0-2.
This is kind of a monumental thing for Carsey here. It's her first interscholastic action for over a year. She had to suffer through some leg injuries and some surgery, and she's back out there playing now.
Swing and a miss there for Hattlestead, and she'll be the second out of the inning there. First strikeout there for Adelie Jewett. Danielle DuBois comes up here now, a senior, first base, number 14. 2 very young teams. Hillsboro-Central Valley, a lot of youth on this team as well, just 2 senior starters. As that pitch is high, makes it now 1-0. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Runner is on first, by the way. And 5-0 lead here for Valley City. That's a dribbler down the first base line. It goes foul. Makes it now a 1-1 count. Again, a beautiful day at Olson Softball Complex. Temperature's going to hit the 60s today. I think we have finally buried winter. 63 degrees right now in Hillsboro. As that one's low, runner goes for the steal and gets there in time. First official stolen base says Kittleson will get there. Actually, I will admit, I'm a little weak on the particulars there of the rules. And so, Keith, when Quam got thrown out, did her steal the second? Does that count as a stolen base, even though she got thrown out at third? Okay.
Yep, she gets 1 stolen base, and then probably a caught stealing after that.
So that would be our second stolen base then for Hillsboro-Central Valley. 3-1 is the count to DuBois, as that's going to be a walk. She'll head over to first base for free. Runners now at first and second with 2 outs on the board. As Santa Kritzberger, center fielder, sophomore number 7, comes up to the dish here now for Hillsboro-Central Valley in those beautiful pinstripe uniforms. As that pitch is low, count goes down to 1-0, and Jewett got off to a nice start. She did allow a couple of base runners, but had a strikeout and was looking to good at throwing some strikes, but now she's in a little bit of a lull. Does pick up a strike there. 1-1 is the count.
I tell you what, that pitch she struck out Hattlestead on was a thing of beauty. It was a changeup that just had Hattlestead tied up in knots.
And that's a dribbler there and a missed throw. Went off of Corey Erickson's knee. And so Kritzberger will head over to first base for free. So we got bases loaded here now. With 2 outs on the board. As Willison will come in to bat. She was taken out of the circle, was the starting pitcher. So I believe now, not sure if she goes to the flex spot on the defense or becomes a designated player. I believe her and Anderson just switched places. That's how that'll work out. 0-2 count now for Willison. Speaking of which, Anderson's on deck and Megan Ensign's in the hole. 0-2 pitch. And that goes foul down the first base line this time.
That was that changeup again. It looks like it's going to come barreling in there full speed. And then it just kind of floats in, and the batter's lost all momentum, and tough pitch.
0-2, that's the ball. 1-2 count here as Willison trying to continue the battle here. By the way, our third game of the day hosted at this complex. A couple of Mayville State Bellevue games before this. As that one's a ball, makes it 2-2. The one right before this was a 2-1 win for Bellevue. It was tied at 1 going into the 7th. Good games here so far today. Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to get to the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch. That one is a strikeout. Second of the day. That one looking that time for Jewett. As we had no runs off of 1 hit. There were no errors. And for the second straight half inning, bases remained loaded. Top of the second comes next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro.
At Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, they remain committed to their original mission of providing living environments for seniors that maximize health, independence, and quality of life. Residents can enjoy hobbies, socializing, programs, and more at Halstead Living Center and Heritage House communities. For more information on Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, call 218-456-2105 or log on to halsteadlivingcenter.com.
Top of the second here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martins, Keith Meyer on our Golden Harvest Tim Gazette Seat Sales scoreboard. Valley City 5, Hillsboro-Central Valley nothing. Keith, Hillsboro-Central Valley needs to settle down a little bit and get into this one.
Yep, they had a nice finish to the top of the first. They gave themselves a chance to get into the game, get a couple runs across the plate and get a little confidence going. Just couldn't pull the trigger on that, with the bases loaded, the at-bat there. But it gives them cause to feel good about themselves. They were hitting the ball, and getting some walks, base runners. That'll bode well.
Bethany Schultheis leading off the top of the second there for Valley City. Swings and misses, second base. And eighth grader here. Count goes down to 1-1. Abigail Anderson, already the second pitcher of the day for Hillsboro-Central Valley. She came in with just 1 out on the board, collected a couple of strikeouts. As that one sails high, now makes it 2-1.
That's the old lookout pitch. Throw it and yell, "Look out!"
2-1 is the count. Swing and a miss, now 2-2. So Anderson continues to do well here. Freshman. Again, trying to replace a seemingly unreplaceable player, one of the greats in the Hillsboro-Central Valley softball program, is Serena Closey, who's now on the coaching side there for HCV. That ball rolls away now, full count. Schuldheis, she walked and scored in the top of the first. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And she goes down on strikes. I believe that's the third straight strikeout now for Anderson.
Anderson just isn't messing around. She's got some velocity behind that pitch. She throws it down the middle, and the batters aren't catching up to it.
First out of the inning here, top of the second, brings in LaRue. First pitch is a high ball. Count goes now to 1-0. And Bailey LaRue, Jr., first base, left-handed batter, number 21. Face the righty pitcher there of Abigail Anderson. 1-0 pitch. 1-1, off strike looking that time. One down here again in the top of the second. 5 runs scored in the first for Valley City. Anderson with the 1-1 pitch. That's outside. 2-1.
You know, there's something about pitching to a left-hander. It doesn't happen very often in high school. And when a left-hander comes up, the pitcher tries to overcompensate for that batter being on the other side and kind of puts a weird thought in their head. They end up missing the zone.
3-1 now to LaRue. As the strike stretch, will come to an end as a runner will get to first base on the walk. Believe that is now the fifth walk given up by a Hillsboro-Central Valley pitcher. Kinley Suffolcool will come out. She was hit by a pitch in her first time up and scored a run. That ball's in the dirt for ball number 1. Again, 1 on, 1 out here at the top of the second. A-B showdown between Valley City and Hillsboro-Central Valley. The Blue Valley Battle, if you want to call it that. Both teams wearing blue, both teams with a valley in their name. And an A-B split here as that pitch sails high and allows LaRue to get a board off the wild pitch.
UCLA Baby Blue versus Royal Blue.
Kind of like Kentucky.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. That one's a little low. 3-0. Keith, you got any Kentucky or UCLA stuff back at the store?
I got some UCLA. Bill Walton was lucky enough to grab a photograph of Walton at a show somewhere, and
I've seen that.
It was autographed and kind of fun. Well, I always liked Walton in college because he played the game. You know, he played an interesting post game. He was one of the first big guys to really start feeding the perimeter from inside.
Suffolcool grabs a walk there, and that allows Hadley Thorson to come up, the catcher, the only player with a hit for Valley City so far in this one. 0-1 pitch there for Abby Anderson. Makes it now 1-1 off the high pitch there. Runners now at first and second. Still just 1 out on the board here at the top of 2. As again, it's our season opener on YourLiveEvent.com. You can head on to YourLiveEvent.com for our full schedule. Of course, it will change based on weather and other things. As that goes down the first base line, it's foul. And makes it here now a 2-2 count. Actually had a couple of changes this morning. There was originally on the schedule a Hillsboro-Central Valley Jamboree, baseball jamboree. That has been just, instead of varsity games, it's just JV games, so we won't have that for you on YourLiveEvent.com. So, but full schedule on our website, as that one's high. Count is now 2-2. And runners still at first and second. 1 out in the top of the second. 5 runs in the first for Valley City. Anderson, there's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another good strikeout there as Suffolk goes down swinging. Thorson goes down swinging. And 2 down here now in the top of the second. So brings in Natalie Jewett, the 8th grade pitcher. So all these pitchers, all 3 that we've seen so far, sophomores and younger. In of course, baseball, softball, you got to have good pitching. You really have to have good pitching for softball. That's critical. As that's popped up, and it goes foul down the first base line. Count now goes to 0-1 for Jewett with Larson on deck and Anderson in the hole. As again on first base, or second base is LaRue. First base, Suffolk. There's the 0-1 pitch, and that's foul. Dribbles down the third base line. Count now goes 0-2. Abigail Anderson trying to get out of this inning unscathed. Allowing a couple of walks, but she is struck out 4 of the 6 batters she's faced. Giving up a couple of walks in the other 2 situations. 0-2 pitch, and a hit batter. There that time. Jewett goes to first. Bases now are loaded.
Now batting,
LaRue to third, Suffolk over to second. Sydney Larson, the designated player. Senior number 15 will come on. Here for the Liners. Again, still just 1 hit for Valley City. 2 combined hits. Peyton Quam as well, the hit for Hillsboro-Central Valley. The 1 hit for Valley City belonging to Hadley Thorson. His first pitch goes away from Peyton Quam. She's got to come get it. And again, the one advantage of a shallow backstop here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. A lot of those runners off wild pitches don't happen.
Quam gets back there quickly. She's got hops back there. She springs up, flies back, and she gets that ball in her hand in a hurry.
That one's fouled back there by Larson. Makes it now 1-1. So it's a very good thing there that, again, the backstop is short, and Quam, talented catcher there on that batter's box. An integral part of this team's run to a 6th-place finish at the state tournament last year. Pitch a little high there, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded here in the top of the second. After 5 runs in the first, so far none here in the second for Valley City. And the 2-1 pitch, that's foul down the third base line. 2-2-2 now. We'll get that second out on there as well. On our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seats House scoreboard, everything's highlighted. As Anderson checks the armband there, the right-handed freshman. There's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. As Larson goes down looking that time. No runs off of no hits. There were no errors. And for the 3rd straight half inning, bases were loaded. 5-0 our score on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seats Zone scoreboard. Burrows will try to get on the board as we go to the bottom of the second.
The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities and encourages all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs, encouraging everyone to promote school spirit, sportsmanship, and to support the Hillsboro-Central Valley students. It's the Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture? An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Coming up to the bottom of the second here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martins, Keith Meyer here with you. 5-0 is our score. Valley City getting off to a good start. But Hillsboro-Central Valley holding their own defensively in the top of the second. They're trying to add offensively in the bottom of the second as they'll get 7, 8, 9. They'll clean out the order for the first time here. Abigail Anderson now the designated player. Megan Ensign and Aaliyah Jelmstead on the way as well. The face Adelie Jewett, 8th grade starting pitcher. That one's fouled. Down the first base line, and the count goes 0-1 to Anderson again. The sophomore started in the pitcher circle there for the Burros. As Jewett delivers the 0-1 pitch. It's inside now, 1-1. And first game of many here on YourLiveEvent.com. Spring baseball and softball. Pitch is high. Count goes 2-1. Most Minnesota games on our R&J Broadcasting network of stations. Snagged there by Berg out in center field for the first out. Oh, excuse me, first out of the, not first base, first out of the bottom of the second. Brings in Megan Ensign after the fly out to center. Ensign, the junior, second base, number 4. Right-handed batter, first pitch. A little high, count goes 1-0. Of course, Ensign more than capable on any surface. Now record holder in the school for girls basketball for most three-pointers in a game at 8. I believe. 2 balls, no strikes here. As Jelmstead is on deck to close out the order the first time through for the Burros. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss now, 2-1. Nobody on and 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Jewett has given up just a hit. A hit batter, as that's a strike 2-2. Couple of strikeouts, also giving up a walk. Jewett, 2-2 pitch. That one dribbles in front of the plate now. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the bottom of 2. First pitch was a little bit behind that 4 o'clock initial start time, about 4:05. That pitch is outside, and Ensign earns a walk. She'll go to first base for free. That brings up Aaliyah Jelmstead, left fielder, freshman number 13, right-handed batter. As a shortstop for Valley City. Urging the team on there. Jelmstead finds the opening through the infield left side for a base hit. And we have runners now on first and second with 1 down. Ensign goes to second. Jelmstead on the first pitch single, second hit of the game.
A little bit of, I don't know if it was intentional trickery, but Ensign made her break off of first base, and the shortstop paid attention to that and moved towards second base, which left the hole at shortstop open for that ground ball.
Bunt shown and then swung at it, popped up to shallow second base, and Ensign left the bag too early, and that ends the second inning. So Ping Quam pops it out, and then for the second out, and then Ensign couldn't get back to second in time. So after that, no runs off of 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was just 1 left on base. 5-0 remains our score as we go to the top of the third here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the CT. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy.
Hillsboro Drug and Gift is your area full-service pharmacy with prescription and over-the-counter medications, cough, cold, and flu medications, health and beauty items, and more. They offer mail-out service and free delivery in Hillsboro and Halstead. And remember, you can now text Hillsboro Drug anytime for your prescription refills at 701-636-5231. There's always something new with a great selection of seasonal items, gifts, and cards for all occasions at Hillsboro Drug and Gift. They're always happy to help you, and they thank you for your business at Hillsboro Drug and Gift.
Back here, we'll flip it to the top of the third on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martins, Keith Meyer here with you. 5-0 Valley City on our Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seed sale scoreboard in our Your Live Event opening game of the season between the Burros and the Liners. As Abigail Anderson comes back out to pitch there after Evelyn Willison struggled just a bit. Brings up here now. And number 6 there for Valley City, Lauren Larson. Lauren Larson will come in to hit now for the Liners.
Now batting, Lauren Larson.
Larson coming in for that 8th spot in the batting order. First pitch of ball, second pitch of ball. Now goes to 2-0 as we start the top of the third. All 5 runs for Valley City coming in the top of the first after some pitching struggles there for the Burros to start things out. Another ball rolled into the plate. 3-0 here now. As Hartzell is on deck for the Liners, and Berg in the top of the order back in the hole, due up there for Valley City. That pitch the ball, leadoff walk there. Second time in the first 3 innings that the leadoff batter has gotten a walk.
Now batting, Ashlyn Hartzell.
That brings in Ashlyn Hartzell, who struck out in the top of the first. The runner on first and nobody out in the top of the third. First pitch, Hartzell chucks that down the first base line. It's fouled. Count now goes to 0-1. Anderson, freshman, got off to a nice start, but has given up a couple of walks as well. And on that pitch, allows Larson to go to second base. And the count goes to 1-1 here down to Hartzell. Second time through the order now for Valley City. 1-1 pitch, that goes away. And another base will be getting for free there. Lauren Larson.
I don't know if Anderson is tiring, but she's lost her release point right now. Struggling to find it.
Again, with the absence of Closey, that pitching spot is up for grabs. As the count goes down to 3-1. Of course, the big difference between softball and baseball, Keith, there's no pitch limit. And so for the majority of the teams, if they've got a solid pitcher, they'll let her out there for all 7 innings. She can get that far. There's a strike. Count goes 3-2. So really, if you can show that you are the front runner, you can prove yourself in the circle, you can last a long, long time. Especially at the way these ladies are in their classes, where one's a freshman, one's a sophomore, and Ensign does pitching as well, a junior. So as that ball gets away, and it'll lead to a score off a wild pitch, Larson will come home to score. Makes it now 6-0 in favor of Valley City. And, of course, a runner will move as well. Hartzell goes to first base. on the walk. Larson, who got on due to a walk, got the other 3 bases due to wild pitches. First pitch, the swing and a miss there for Berg. Cameron Berg 0-1. She got a walk and a strikeout so far in the game. Runner on first, nobody out here. The top of 3 and a 6-0 lead for Valley City. There's the pitch. It's a little bit high. Quam placed it well, but just floated up there a little bit. 1-1 count here now. Abigail Anderson, the reliever. There's the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Runner thought about going to second. Will scamper back over to the bag at first. As again, Scholheis and LaRue on deck and in the hole here for Valley City.
If a runner gets a hair farther off base, don't be surprised if Quam throws that rocket down there and nabs the runner.
Swing and a miss that time. Nice strikeout for Anderson. She really needed that one to put the first out on the board of this top of the third. As Berg goes down swinging there. 6 strikeouts now for Anderson, but she has given up, I believe, 3 walks. As that'll be counted as a swing and a miss, I believe. Off the bunt shown. And so Hartzell goes over to second. There's the pitch. That'll be a strike. Count now shows at 1-1.
Still haven't gotten positive confirmation on what that first pitch was.
First pitch might have been a ball there. But batter did show bunt. So that one's downstairs. 2-1. So runner remains there at second with 1 out on the board. In the top of the third, a 6-0 lead for Valley City. 2-1 pitch. That rolls. Now 3-1. Count confirmed. Anderson and Scholheis in a little bit of a battle here right now. 3-1 pitch. That goes away. Scholheis will run over to first. And off the wild pitch. On the walk by Scholheis. Hartzell will go over to third. So runners in the corners here now.
Now batting, Bailey LaRue.
With 1 out on the board, brings in Bailey LaRue. LaRue has drawn a pair of walks so far in this one. His first pitch, nicely done. Sling that one through the infield left side. As we get a throwing error as well, allowing runners to move forward. So Hartzell will come to score, making it 7-0 Valley City. Off the hit by LaRue. She will get an RBI on that. Scholheis will go to third. LaRue will go to second. Off the error. First error of the game for either side makes it now 7-0. And runners now at second and third. Leaves first base open, and that gets away. Runner charges home and scores. Beats the tag. Scholheis will score her second of the game. 8-0 Valley City. That's again, LaRue goes over to third. Kinley Suffolcool, by the way, the sophomore left fielder, is up to bat. Drew a walk and got hit by a pitch as well. Count goes to 1-0. Still just 1 out on the board here in the top of the third. An 8-0 lead for Valley City. Good start there for the Liners. Here's the pitch. It's high. Inside now 2-0.
It really seems like Anderson needs to focus on just throwing the ball. She almost looks like she's reaching out and trying to place the ball in the catcher's mitt. You can't do that. You just got to see the target and throw it.
And she saw it that time here, Keith. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out now. Top of 3. Runner on third. As Anderson, 2-1 pitch. Little bit high and outside now. 3-1. And depending upon this result here, we might see a third pitcher here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Valley City really starting to get into a rhythm. 3-1 pitch. That's low and inside. Ball 4. Another walk. Suffolcool collects it this time. And Corey Erickson does come out there now. As looks like Megan Ensign will be called upon to pitch. We'll have another pitching change here. Again, pitching changes presented by Nodak Insurance Company of Hillsboro and Mayville. For all your insurance questions, see Trail County's agents for the answers. Agent Brad Richter in Hillsboro, Celso Nick Preston in Mayville. Megan Ensign will come into the circle to pitch. The junior will be the third pitcher of the day for the Burros, and we'll come on back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro. You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Megan Ensign comes into the circle here in this Nodak Insurance Company of Hillsboro and Mayville. Pitching change, 8-0. Megan Ensign starts out with a strike. That one's a little outside. Now as Payne Quam rifles one down to third base. Runner will get the steal here as Suffolcool goes over to second base. So now runners at second and third. One out on the board here in the top of the third. An 8-0 lead for Valley City. The 1-1 counts. Inside, 1-1 pitch is outside, 2-1. As first base now open for Hadley Thorson. Thorson 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. First and second respectively. That one's a ball, makes it 3-1. By the way, Morgan Potasic comes in to play second there for Hillsboro-Central Valley. As there's a 3-1 pitch. Now strike 2. Full count collected there by Ensign. Looking for her first strikeout of the day. All three top pitchers getting in on the action there for the Burros. It's ball 4. Walk drawn as now Thorson gets over to first base. And the bases now are loaded with one out on the board. Adelaide Jewett, the pitcher, comes up to bat here for Valley City. And Morgan Potasic again coming in to play second base. Junior, number 8. Anderson, I believe, went back to the dugout. Pitch. It's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Again, Everybody else in the infield stays at their particular spots for Hillsboro-Central Valley. I believe the outfield remained the same as well. Tying outside for Ensign, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded here in the top of 3 in the home opener for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Season opener for both of these teams. 1-1 pitch. Nicely got a hold of that one there for Jewett. 1-0 score, and the second will not beat the tag. Peyton Quam. A nice placement there. That was Jewett. We'll get the RBI double that time. LaRue will score, and Suffolk is tagged out.
Beautiful throw by Jelmstead out there in left field. 1, maybe 2 hops to Quam at the plate. Quam had the plate a little bit blocked off, and throw was right there, right on the money. That was a gorgeous defensive play.
Hadley Thorson as well goes to third for Valley City, and they allow lead at 9-0. 5 runs in the first, 4 here in the third. As Ensign. And the Burros 1 out away from ending the inning. Grounder to third, toss to first. What a rifle from Hattlestead. Or from, from Hattlestead. Hattlestead over to Du Bois. There you go. For the 5-3 grounder. Everybody sees the plate for Valley City. They collect 4 runs off of a pair of hits. There was 1 error, and there was 2 left on base. 9-0 through the top of the third here as we update that Golden Irish Tim Gazette seat sales scoreboard. Bottom of the third coming up next for Hillsboro-Central Valley. And Kittleson, Hattlestead, and Du Bois, 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Burros.
Insurance answers should come easily from local agents you know and trust. Someone down the road, not across the country. From Watford City to downtown Fargo, Nodak Insurance agents know the protection you need. From the Peace Garden to the geographical center of North America. We're focused on North Dakota's farms, ranches, small towns, and cities, so the answers are right in front of you. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Back here for the bottom of the third. Our Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seed sales scoreboard, 9-0 Valley City with a lead over Hillsboro-Central Valley. As we're into early April, and this weather looks like late May. Beautiful out here at the Olson Softball Complex.
Now batting, Kaylee Kittleson.
As Kaylee Kittleson, Carsey Hattlestead, and Du Bois come out here as well. Danielle Du Bois come out here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Trying to get the Burros on the scoreboard here is Adelaide Jewett, the 8th grader. We have a nice start here, only allowed a pair of hits. She has collected a couple of strikeouts. Her defense has helped her out as well, especially in that second inning. First pitch there is a ball. That pitch swing and foul back, 1-1 there to Kittleson, who was hit by the pitcher and got a steal, but was unable to come home and score. In the bottom of 3, we're through an hour of play here at the Olson Softball Complex in Hillsboro. 1-1 pitch, that is popped up, and it goes foul to the fans down the first base line. The count goes down to 1-2. Again, a reminder, you got to be careful when you're sitting down the baseline and when you're parking your vehicles. Our healthy reminder as we start our spring sports season here on YourLiveEvent.com. Mainly baseball, softball, little sprinkle of track in there as well. As that pitch drops in.
That's that changeup again. Boy, that floated. I think the Jewett was kind of incredulous that wasn't called a strike.
2-2, that's popped up. Shortstop waves it away, falls down, and then gets it again. That might be our RDK Enterprises precision play of the game. Just for getting back up. That's what it's all about, right? We'll do a pop fly to the shortstop.
I think that would make the highlight reel on ESPN's top 10 plays.
She's like, no, I got it. No, wait, no, yep, I got it again. That pitch is a little bit off the plate there. Carsey Hattlestead up here now, third base. Just threw a rocket of an arm. Also in consideration for the precision play of the game there. 1-0 pitch. That is foul down the first base line. Count goes to 1-1.
I wonder if that was almost a cue ball off the end of the bat.
1-1 pitch, a little high. Now goes down to 2-1, 1 out, and nobody on here. In the bottom of 3, Hillsboro-Central Valley looking for their first run of the season. 2-1 pitch. Low and away, now 3-1. With Du Bois on deck and Kritzberger in the hole here for Hillsboro-Central Valley, the home Burros. 3-1 pitch. Tie. Walk. Hattlestead goes to first base. Brings in now Danielle Du Bois, the first base. For 14, the senior right-handed batter. With now Hattlestead on first. First pitch. Strike one. Now goes 0-1 to Du Bois, who I believe got a walk back in the first inning. As that's a grounder through the wickets at first base. Runner charges over to third. That'll be an E1. Boys gets on into the air. Hattlestead scampers over to third.
Now batting.
Through the 5-hole if you're a goalie. Just didn't get that glove down to the ground where it belongs, and that's, you can attribute that to early season. You just fundamentally forget that you got to put the glove on the ground, make the play.
Brings in Santa Kritzberger, center fielder, 7, sophomore right-handed batter. First pitch is a strike. Runner will get the steal in Du Bois. And runners now at second and third. Let's update that scoreboard there. Swing and a miss for Kritzberger. Count goes now 0-2.
I was chuckling at Du Bois on second. She looked over at Coach Erickson and put out her hands like, what, who, me? Like, I don't know if she was supposed to steal there.
0-2 pitch, grounder to short, toss to first, is in time for the 6-3 out, does give up the first run of the game. It's given RBI to Kritzberger, who have the first RBI of the season. Hattlestead has the first run of the season. And there is now 2 outs on the board. Du Bois now over to third base. And so we'll put that 1 there on the scoreboard there for Hillsboro-Central Valley. And we'll also put a second out on the board as well. Morgan Potasic slotted in for Willison as Potasic drills it foul down the first base line. Count goes 0-1. The junior Potasic comes in there for Willison. Anderson stays in as the designated player spot, or goes back to that where she originally started. Count goes 0-1, runner on third, and 2 outs, a 9-1 lead. Dribbler to third, toss to first in time for the 5-3 out to close out the inning. But we did have the first run for Hillsboro-Central Valley. 1 run off of, no hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base. 9-1 through 3, headed to the top of the 4th here. Coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Hillsboro, North Dakota invites you to experience the love of God. Our Savior supports all youth with academics, athletics, music, art, dance, and drama, and offer meaningful opportunities for people of all ages. Join us for worship at 8:30 or 10:30 each Sunday morning, in person or watch on television, HTC Channel 34, or online, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or at oslchillsboro.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
And we start the top of the fourth here. 9-1 is the score on the Golden Harvest Tim Cazette Seed Sales scoreboard for the Valley City Highliners. As Megan Ensign back out there to pitch for the Burros. And up here now is Lauren Larson, who came in the third. Got on due to a walk and got around due to a series of wild pitches. She is head of the count here to start the top of the fourth with a 1-0 mark. 1-0 pitch for Ensign. That's fouled back to the mesh. It rolls all the way around and down. 1-1 is the count here. Ensign looking at the armband here. Again, Willison and Anderson retired. As Ensign, the third pitcher of the day for Hillsboro-Central Valley. That pitch outside now 2-1. Again, first of a couple of Class A games on the schedule for Hillsboro-Central Valley. That now goes 3-1. The Burros will also face West Fargo Horace and Fargo Davies, exactly. As Dave Nelson reminded me, it was in my head, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any. 3-2 is the count here.
It was in your head.
It was exactly in my head there. Yeah, Fargo Davies on the 18th, West Fargo Horace on the 19th. We'll have the game against Horace, by the way. That one is here at the Olson Softball Complex. As there's the full count pitch, and Ensign gets the strike looking that time. Ensign gets the sign that she wanted, and it's now a one out on the board.
Nice change up there. Ensign shows that she's got the change up. That one dropped in. Looked like it was going to be outside, but it curved back in, dropped into the strike zone nicely.
There's the pitch. That's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. 9-1 again is the score. Here at the top of the fourth as Hartzell will come in now for Valley City. Ashlyn Hartzell, third base, number 30. That pitch is outside now. That did catch the plate. 0-2. So Ensign starting to pick up some speed here.
James, you doubter, you.
Yes, I am a bit of a pessimist, so good for Ensign to keep me positive. 0-2 pitch. That one is going to be low. No amount of Keith Meyer positivity can make that a strike. Having a lot of fun here as we get started with our spring sports season on yourliveevent.com. Thanks for all of our subscribers. I believe we're over 15,000 now. So doing quite nicely. As that one is outside, 2-2. Again, as I was starting to mention, Hillsboro-Central Valley, a very good schedule put together by Dave Nelson, Corey Erickson, company. They've got Enderlin next Tuesday. We'll have that one for you as well on yourliveevent.com, as that one is a ball. Full count here now with one out on the board. Hartzell in a battle with Ensign. Nobody on in the top of the fourth and a 9-1 lead. Full count pitch, swing and a miss. Ensign picks up another full count strikeout.
Another beautiful pitch. Took something off of it. Batter way out in front of the pitch. Couldn't hold back. Got her weight forward, started the swing, and the ball wasn't anywhere near the plate yet.
2 down now is Cameron Berg. 0 for 2 on the day. Did draw a walk and scored a run. Pair of strikeouts there Further on in April, again, weather permitting with all these games for Hillsboro-Central Valley, they're at Kindred Richland coming up on the 16th. We'll have the first 3 games of the season for the Borough girls on YourLiveEvent.com. Then comes Davies and Horace, those two we were mentioning earlier, before a doubleheader hosting Northern Cass on the 22nd. That pitch is high. Count goes now to 1-1. Of course, the Boroughs in Region 1, girls softball, they'll have Central Cass, Enderlin again. Then they'll have, of course, the Minot, the little Magic City shuffle there, as that pitch is outside 2-1. They'll take on Velva Drake Animus, DLBLC, and Renville County, 3 perennial powers there on the western side. And then back to regional play before they'll see Renville County, Botno, and Valley City again for the end of the season. Count's now 2-2, by the way, from Ensign. Thompson Mayport CG close out the season there for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Good games on the schedule all the way around. It's Ensign, 2-2 pitch. That's fouled back. Count remains at 2-2 as Ensign tries to strike out the side. More importantly, get the Burrows back to their own bats. Nobody on, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. 2-2 pitch, got her down, swinging a miss that time as Ensign strikes out the side. In about 18 or so pitches. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And the score remains the same, 9-1, headed to the bottom of the 4th here at YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
This is Austin Reed with Dakota Heritage Bank. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we have a strong background in ag and business lending, but we can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. If you're in need of a loan, visit us at one of our locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future.
Bottom of the 4th here on YourLiveEvent.com on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales Scoreboard. Valley City leading Hillsboro-Central Valley 9-1. As the Burrows back up to bat. As Abigail Anderson back up to the batter's box here for the Burrows. That pitch is outside as Natalie Jewett remains the pitcher. Started the game, allowed just a pair of hits and 1 earned run. As there's the 1-0 pitch. Grounder, second on 3 hops. Flipped on over to first in time for the 4-3 out. Anderson 0 for 2 on the game, and 1 out is on the board. Brings in Megan Ensign. Ensign on the game. Drew a walk. The only run scorer, by the way, Carsey Hattlestead, off a ground out RBI by Santa Kritzberger. Here's the first pitch. It's a ball. Count goes 1-0 to Ensign with Jelmstead on deck here. 1-0 pitch. Low high. 2-0. Nobody on, and again 1 down here in the bottom of 4. 2-0 pitch. Strike 1 for the 8th grader. Again, the Highlanders, they've made 9 state tournaments. They had a stretch going between 2016 and 2022. Of course, 2020 didn't happen because of COVID, as that one is high, makes it now 3-1. But outside of that year, they had made every single state tournament, again, up until last year, since 2016. So they're looking to try and get back in what's an ever-growing Class A right now, as Minot North joins the group there. The Sentinels, their first chance at a state tournament this year. Full count here, by the way, to Ensign with 1 out on the board. Full count pitch. That's inside. Walk drawn for Ensign, her second free base on balls this season and game. Aaliyah Jelmstead comes in, the left fielder, number 13, just a freshman. As we are going to get a pinch runner coming in here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. I believe that's Casey Hong's going to trot out there. So Hong will come out there for the Burros. As umps get it put in there. As that one's popped up, catcher with a chance, she's got it. As Jelmstead pops it out to the catcher. There for the second out.
Now batting, Peyton Quam.
And brings now at the top of the order for Peyton Quam, the junior catcher, with a runner on first. And 2 outs here in the bottom of 4. There's the first pitch to Quam. It's going to be a ball, just a little off the plate that time. Cal goes 1-0. As again, Jewett, 1-0 pitch. Slings it up there, and center fielder is underneath, but Cameron Berg ends the inning. Off the fly out to center. No runs and no hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 left on base. Score remains the same here, 9-1. As we get to the top of the 5th, due up there for the Liners, it's 2, 3, and 4 in Shoal Heights, LaRue, and Suffolk. Due up for the Liners. 9-1. Go to the 5th on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
And back here for the top of the 5th. That was
Next up, oh, wait. Next up to
Kinley
bat,
Suffolk will come up to actually this is Bethany Scholdheitz up here for Valley City. So Bethany Scholdheitz up there for the Liners. She is 0 for 1 on the day. Drew a couple of walks and scored a couple of runs as Ensign throws a couple of balls to start this top of the 5th. A 9-1 lead for Valley City. All 9 scored in the first and third innings combined. 2-1 is the count now to Scholdheitz, so with LaRue on deck and Suffolk in the hole here. For the Liners in the black jerseys, baby blue numbers and trim and socks. 2-1 pitch, low 3-1. Liners looking for at least 2 runs here. in the top of the fifth. They can get 2 runs and shut out the Burros in the bottom of the fifth. This game will end in 5 innings due to the 10-run rule. Inside, 3-1 pitch. That's foul. Look out. Full count here now for Ensign. Had some good stretches here. She struck out the side in the fourth there, Keith.
Well, Ensign did a fair amount of pitching last year. She was kind of Closey's number 1 reliever when Closey needed relief. If she can get herself established this year throwing strikes, she could really solidify herself as the number 1 pitcher.
So Schultheis there with a walk. LaRue comes up to bat now for the Liners. There's the first pitch. Runner goes for the steal, and the tag is in time. Thrown down there by Peyton Quam. Schultheis, victim of the first out of the game, or the inning, as that's now an 0-1 count to LaRue.
Great throw by Quam. Was right where it needed to be on the first base side of the second base bag. Shortstop was coming over to take the throw as she was supposed to. It all worked the way that you draw it up.
Swing and a miss there that time for LaRue. Count goes to 0-2. LaRue on the day, 1 for 1. A walk drawn and a couple of walks drawn, actually. 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Chance to get underneath of it. Potasic has it at second base. The second out of the inning. So now Suffolcool will come up here. Suffolcool was drawing a couple of walks and got hit by a pitch. Nobody on, and now 2 outs in the top of the fifth. And a runner again, no runners on base as the runner was thrown out on their way to try and steal second. First pitch, a strike. Count goes 0-1 here to Suffolcool, the sophomore left fielder. Thorson on deck and Jewett in the hole here for Valley City. Leading 9-1, 5 runs in the first. They got 4 in the second. Inside, 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Or maybe got a little contact, but didn't leave the box. So Ensign trying to go back-to-back innings without any damage done. Keeping her Burros in this one. 0-2 pitch. Nicely got a hold of there to the wall in left field. Suffolcool gets 1. She gets 2. She's trying to get 3, and a little bit of a miscommunication there between short and third. We'll get Suffolcool over to third. Now, Keith, I'll leave this to you. The magical question, is that a standout triple or is that a double with an extra base on an error?
I think you give her a triple. There was a reasonable chance that there would have been a play at third, although a good throw would have had Suffolcool by several steps.
As that one's popped up, Ensign with the out. So no runs come across there off the pop fly to the pitcher. No runs. There was 1 hit. No errors, courtesy of Keith. And there's 1 left on base. Score remains the same. It's 9-1. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth here. Valley City with the lead over Hillsboro-Central Valley on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seat Sales Scoreboard.
2024 with the help of Sweet Sips in Hillsboro. Grab the energy drinks, protein-packed beverages, shakes, coffee, and more to fuel your days. Many of their drinks have little to no sugar, making this part of your daily routine diabetic-friendly. Be sure to follow their Facebook page as they're always giving their customers a fun new reason to stop on by. They're open 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday, and 10:30 to 1:30 on Sunday. That's Sweet Sips in Hillsboro. It's healthy fast food.
This is Tim Cassette, your local Golden Harvest Seeds dealer. During these winter months, as you think ahead to the spring planting season, I remind you there is strong yielding varieties of Golden Harvest beans and corn available for spring delivery. There's discounts offered, please ask me about Golden Advantage deferred payment options or any cash payment discounts. Call me, Tim Kazette, at 701-430-0877, and thank you for planting Golden Harvest seeds on your farm.
Got a pitching change presented here by Nodak Insurance Company. For all your insurance questions, see Trail County's agents with answers. Agent Brad Richter in Hillsboro, sales associate Nick Preston in Mayville. 9-1 our score as we go into the bottom of the fifth. And Valley City will bring in a new pitcher after Adley Jewett lasted 4 innings. They'll bring in Cindy Larson, the designated player. So I'm guessing that Jewett and Larson just switch places. And so I don't think there were any other changes there in the infield. So again, pitching change here, 9-1 Valley City with the lead over Hillsboro-Central Valley. The Liners picked up 5 runs in the first, 4 in the third. Hillsboro-Central Valley just 1 in the second. Or in the third, excuse me. The third. To at least allow them to get to 6 innings. Trying to rally here on their home diamond. And 2 up there for the Burros, by the way. It'll be Kittleson, Hattlestead, and Du Bois. 2, 3, and 4. Kittleson getting a little extra energy from the new PA here. Dave Nelson needed a change as well, so they went to the bench. Molly Smeldon coming in to give it her best shot. She's doing well so far. There's the first pitch, and ooh. Kittleson had to jump to get away from that one, as that's a 1-0 pitch. Kind of like if you see a snake in the grass. You're like, oh, man. Let's get away from that, please. As there's the second pitch there of her, at least season. For now Cindy Larson. Started out as designated player, now the pitcher in place of Adley Jewett. 1-1 pitch makes it now 2-1. Kittleson on the day got hit by a pitch and stole a base in the first. Popped out to the shortstop in the second, or excuse me, in the third. That pitch is a ball. 3-1 to number 3. Junior shortstop Kaylee Kittleson to get Hattlestead on deck and Du Bois in the hole here for the Burros. 3-1 pitch. It's strike 2. Full count here. First batter up in the bottom of 5. As a nice battle back for Larson. Full count pitch. Won't be able to get that this time as that's a walk for Kittleson, and she's aboard for the second time today. Carsey Hattlestead comes in now for the Burros. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. Drew a walk and scored the only run of the game and season so far for the Burros back in the third. Again, since the bottom of the third, the Burros have won the scoring, but only by 1-0. So got to get a little more runs on the board. Begin this rally here as that's a strike to start. Du Bois on deck and Kritzberger in the hole, who had a ground-out RBI to deliver that first run of the game and season. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss for Hattlestead. Now 0-2. There's Kittleson looking to get off the bag at first. 0-2 pitch. That bounces and hits the left shin of Hattlestead, so she's aboard.
Danielle Du Bois.
As Du Bois now will come up. So good start there for the Burros. As again, Larson, the 5th combined pitcher we've seen in the circle today for both these teams. As Du Bois backs away from that one. The count now goes to 1-0. A 9-1 lead for the Liners, but Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to begin their comeback here in the bottom of 5. That one's outside, now 2-0. Two good programs, two good teams here. Both trying to find their footing with young pitchers, although Larson, secondary pitcher, is a senior, so she does have experience overall. as that's now ball 3. Du Bois 1 ball away from loading the bases. 3-0 pitch. Strike 1. Walk and a hit batter given up so far for Larson in relief of Jewett. In the windup, 3-1 pitch. That is inside and a walk for Du Bois. And just like that, Hillsboro-Central Valley saying this one's far from over. Santa Kritzberger now up to the dish. Sophomore center fielder, number 7. Here's the first pitch. The infield shifts just a little inside. So that's first pitch to strike, 0-1. Kritzberger is 0 for 1 on the day, but with an RBI. As backs away from that one. Count now goes to 1-1 on the ball. Potasic on deck and Anderson in the hole here for the Burros. There's the 1-1 pitch. That is low. Got away from the catcher for a moment. She picks it back up. Count now goes to 2-1. It's Kritzberger and the Burros trying to break this one open a little bit. Foul to the mesh, 2-2. Burros in those pinstripe blue uniforms, reminiscent of the Kentucky Wildcats. White letters, white numbers as well. 2-2 to Kritzberger. The pitch, Kritzberger just off the glove. At first base, and a run will come home to score. Kittleson will score her first run of the year. And Keith, I think that's it did hit the glove of at first base. What do you think, error or hit there?
I would be inclined to give a hit because the first baseman stretched out as far as she could, and it went off the end of her glove. So, you know, it wasn't like she had it in her pocket and dropped it or anything like that.
We'll give an RBI single there to Kritzberger. Second RBI of the game. As that one through the wickets of the pitcher, the shortstop will clean it up. I guess technically it touched the pitcher, so you could say it's a 1-6-3 out. But
yeah,
I guess you could say that. But
well, that would be the official scoring.
Makes it 9-3 now as a runner does come across. So Potasic with an RBI as well. And now runners just at second and third as Hattelstead scores her second run of the game and season. Du Bois over to third, Kritzberger to second, and again Potasic out of the 1-6-3, but only one out that time. And one out is on the board as well. 1-1 count now to Abigail Anderson, 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. As that pitch is a ball. 2-1 the count here now to Anderson.
Her pitches are kind of floating inside. They start on the inside corner and then turn further in.
That is fouled. Look out below. Makes it now a 2-2 count here. 9-3 now in the bottom of 5. Hillsboro-Central Valley all of a sudden finds their way into this ball game. About an hour and 40 minutes in. 2-2 pitch. A little low. Full count now.
I think Cole Short just took his first breath after that line foul ball. Kind of went right over his head.
Full count pitch. Strike 3. Tough break there for Anderson. Struck out looking. That's a big out there for Valley City. Trying to quell some momentum. As Megan Ensign comes up to the plate here. She's got on base both times. Pair of walks drawn. As there's the pitch. It gets away from the catcher. Runner will try to come home and score. Du Bois will beat the throw home. Makes it 9-4. Off the wild pitch.
Good hustle by Du Bois and also a good slide. She got down so that the tag couldn't get applied to her right away. The throw was a little higher. And sliding like that gave her a good chance to get in there and score.
Kritzberger is now over to third.
Pitch interruption.
Yeah. Umpire wasn't back in the square yet, in the box yet, so no balk or any infraction because of that. But Ensign right to second base, tossed to first in time for the 4-3 out to end the inning. But a good inning there for Hillsboro-Central Valley. They are able to pick up 3 runs off of, we'll go with one hit. There were no errors, and there was one left on base. But a good inning there for the Burros. Try and mount their comeback. It is 9-4. As we go now to the top of the 6th. Coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com. 2 up for the Liners. It's Jewett, Larson, and Larson.
You know, parenting is hard for all of us. And so providing those little resources that we can share for those conversations that are hard to have and to kind of be that icebreaker for both professionals, parents, and then open up that conversation to the more engaging conversation that's needing to be had.
Being a parent myself, oftentimes it's the simple things that make a difference.
As a busy parent myself, just engaging with your kids, making it an everyday thing so they know that you're there, they can always come to you when those difficult situations do arise.
Contact Trail District Health Unit in Hillsboro for more information.
Back for the top of the 6th here on YourLiveEvent.com. James Martins, Keith Meyer here with you. 9-4. Hillsboro-Central Valley was down 9-0. They've rattled off 4 unanswered runs as Megan Ensign trying to keep it a 5-run lead.
James regaling us with impressions in between innings here.
Oh, nobody needs to know that, Keith. That's for when we're off the stream, as that's away 3-0. All good impressions, all good, clean fun.
Yes, I would not go into details of what it was about.
3-0, as that's a low and inside there as Megan Ensign. She would like to do an impression of her pitching coach, Serena Closey. And she might be up with a change here. Or excuse me, that is Valley City's head coach Autumn Perry might be up with a change. I think we have a hitting change, and that is
up to bat,
Lindgren. Peyton Lindgren will come in to hit here. As off a walk, Jewett gets over to first base. Peyton Lindgren now is in place of Larson. And so Lindgren, a junior, number 1, again comes in place of Sydney Larson, who is now pitching. Again, a 9-4 lead here for Valley City. They scored 5 in the first, 4 in the third. They have not scored since. Megan Ensign has at least kept the Liners from adding more to their tally. The pitch is high and outside. It's a 1-0 count now with a runner on first. And nobody down. Again, top of 6, we go to 7. Unless Valley City can get 5 and not allow any for Hillsboro-Central Valley in the bottom of the 6. 2-0 is the count here now to Larson, or to Lindgren, Peyton Lindgren. I believe Lauren Larson is on deck and Hartzell in the hole. There's the pitch. Falls into the glove there. And a nice pitch there for Megan Ensign. 2-1 is the count.
Kind of a unique stance by Lindgren. She drops her left foot way back behind herself, and that left toe is almost out of the box.
Just caught a little bit of that one, and it rolls down the first base line. 2-2 count here now to Peyton Lindgren.
Some players will do that. If they're having trouble stepping in the bucket, they'll put the foot in the bucket in the first place so that they get used to the idea they have to step into the pitch.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Runner goes to second. Toss there is a good one, but it's not quite in time from Quam. As Jewett will get over to second. Payne Lindgren goes down on strikes. First out of the inning.
Up to bat, Lauren Larson.
Now bringing Lauren Larson. Came in to bat for Anderson, I believe, in the third. She's 0 for 1. Did draw a walk and scored a run, though. First pitch. Nicely drilled just past the shortstop there in Kittleson.
Oof.
And that'll be a base hit there for Larson.
Fundamental breakdown. The left fielder did not hit the cutoff girl. Kittleson at shortstop and made the throw all the way through to home plate, and that allowed the runner to go from first to second. So instead of first and third, you get second and third.
Count that as an error there, Keith?
Well, it's not an error, but it's a mental error. You get that ball to your cutoff person and let them deal with it.
First pitch there is outside there to Hartzell. She is the last in the batting order. She is 0 for 2 on the day, but she has scored a run at the third. A couple of strikeouts for her. Runners now at second and third. There is one out on the board. As Ensign's pitch in there. 1-1 count now. Top of the order on deck there with Berg and Schultheis in the hole there for Valley City. Looking for some more offense here after the single from Larson. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2.
There's that wonderful changeup again. Had the batter tied up in knots. It's a great pitch when you get that thing to work.
Ensign since the fourth with 4 strikeouts. Make it 5. Again, Ensign delivers one that time.
Up to bat,
2 outs now. Cameron Berg 0 for 3. Run scored off a walk. She did have 3 strikeouts. Or she has struck out 3 straight times, Cameron Berg. First pitch. Caught the plate. Strike 1. A 1 count, 2 outs on the board. Runners at second and third. Again, since the fourth, 5 strikeouts for Megan Ensign. She has allowed just 2 hits.
James, I really think they moved the plate on that last pitch.
I saw you looking around like, what are the dimensions of that again?
Quam had to get up and step out of the box to catch that thing, and he got called a strike. And, well, it happens. I mean, I've umpired, and it's not easy at all.
1-1 count as that's fouled back. Count now goes to 1-2. 2 down here in the 6th. Critical moment here in this game as Ensign's got runners behind her at second and third, trying to close out her 3rd straight full inning with no runs allowed. Ensign, there's the 1-2 pitch. Got her down. Megan Ensign with another 6 strikeouts since the 4th. And no runs allowed, just a couple of hits. Again, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and there were 2 left on base. Ended to the bottom of the 6th. 9-4, Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to mount a comeback.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
New information from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. Inventory on new Woolrich field cultivators is good. All sizes are currently available at the factory. Talk to Chuck at Ziegler Ag to get the Woolrich field cultivator needed on your farm. Work out your best pricing, discounts, trade-in. The new Woolrich field cultivators are available and are set up and ready to go to the fields this spring. Talk to Chuck at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada about Woolrich field cultivators. All sizes are available. 218-784-2961.
Bottom of the sixth here from the Olson Softball Complex in Hillsboro, 9-4. As they go back to their original pitcher, does Valley City in Adderley Jewett. Jewett, who had allowed just one run and a couple of hits in her 4 innings of work, striking out a couple of runners. A couple of batters in the process. As Cindy Larson came in for a spell, but she gave up 3 runs off a hit and a couple of walks. And so Aaliyah Chelmstead will come in to try and help the Burros continue their comeback efforts. Jewett trying to close the door in a way. First pitch. Here's a strike. And again, in softball, there's a little bit more relaxed, Keith. There's no re-enter rules. There's no, you leave a game, you can't come back, that sort of thing. So you could you could go to the bench essentially like a basketball player, rest for what we'd call a quarter or a few minutes, and then come back out into the game, as Jewett has done. 0-2 is the count. 0-2 pitch. Chelmstead swings. Drop third strike. Got a chance. Got a real good chance here. Throw to first is not in time. And she'll go to second, and the tag is in time. Again, Keith, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to stay on the base instead of try to run away.
Yeah, there just wasn't enough. That ball didn't get far enough away for her to try to get to second base. You're being aggressive. You're trying to make things happen. Sometimes you just got to stuff that and take what you got.
And we'll try to re-wrap it with Keith here in just a little bit, as that's a ball to Peyton Quam now, top of the order. I have down, it counted as a strikeout, drop third strike, throwing error to first, tag out at second. Did I get it all, Keith?
Yeah.
There you go.
A 3-6 put out after all that.
2 balls, no strikes here to Peyton Quam. Quam is 0 for 2. A couple of flyouts there, but she has drawn or actually she's a 1 of 3, with a base hit there in the first. She is trying to draw her first walk or better of the day, and she does get the walk. She goes over to first here now.
Miss Kaylee Kittleson.
Miss Kaylee Kittleson comes up now for the Burros. 0 for 1. Did draw a walk, scored a run in the 5th, as Hillsboro-Central Valley far from out of this one. But, Keith, this is the meat of their order. You got to get some runs here in the 6th to keep the momentum going.
This is where that over-exuberance is exaggerated here, because you would have a runner at second in scoring position with nobody out, but being thrown out at second takes that away and just makes it harder to get run across the plate.
You like the energy, but you got to be smart about it as well, as that's a nice infield single there. Runner goes to third. Nice slide as well. So we'll call it there. Runners now at second and third with a 1 out on the board, and we'll call it an infield single there for Kaylee Kittleson, with advancing to second on the throw to third. So Quam is now at third. Kittleson is over to second, and Carsey Hattlestead comes in now for the Burros. So for 1 with a strikeout in the first, did draw a walk, got hit by a pitch, scored a couple of runs as well.
I don't know if you noticed at home, but the umpire was showing his hops. That throw, as it came by, got past the third baseman, and The umpire had to jump up in the air and make sure he didn't get hit by that ball.
Don't say these guys aren't athletic. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. They're 9-4. Valley City had a 9-0 lead going into the bottom of the third. The Burros have rattled off 4 unanswered. And they're looking for more. First base open right now for Hattlestead with Du Bois on deck. That one's chopped foul down the first base line. Count goes down to 1-2. Again, Kittleson over at, or Peyton Quam rather at third. Kittleson at second. Kittleson looking for her second run of the game. Quam looking for her first. Hattlestead with 2 already on the game as well. This pitch dropped in there.
Wow.
That's what you may call a scab right there. That's like, come on, man. 2-2.
Jewett was hoping on that one. Just couldn't get the call.
Just a little high now, 3-2. Full count, 1 out. Runners at second and third, bottom of 6. The Burros fighting well in the season opener. Full count pitch, outside, ball 4, walk, bases now loaded. And a critical moment here for both these teams in the early going.
Now your runners have to be sure of where they're going. They've got to make sure that foul or pop-ups aren't being caught. They just need to stay on their toes here.
And Du Bois has just got to get it out of here. At least get a run off of this. 0-1. Count on a strike looking that time. Bases loaded, 1 down here in the bottom of 6. And the cleanup, Danielle Du Bois up to bat. That pitch to strike as well.
Valley City defense is playing very in. Second base, third base, first base, all in quite a ways.
0-2 pitch. That one's a little low, 1-2. Kritzberger is on deck. And Potasic in the hole here for the Burros. Trying to keep this rally moving. 1-2 pitch. Du Bois gets a hold of that, but foul. Count remains at 1-2. We're approaching the 2-hour mark of this one from the Olsen Softball Complex in Hillsboro. One-two pitch. Du Bois gets a hold of that just over the second base glove. And a run will score. RBI single for Du Bois. And now the tying run in Kritzberger is at the plate.
The runners did the right thing there. They held their ground. They waited to make sure that ball was going through so they wouldn't get a double play out of that line drive. Made sure it went through, and then they took off.
Payne Quam comes home to score. Now Kritzberger, who already has a couple of RBIs today, looking for a lot more than 2. 1-0 is the count. Bases loaded. 1 down here in the bottom of 6. Big moment here for the Burros. Here's the pitch. Goes into the dirt. 2-0. The last thing you want to do if you're Jewett is to give up a bases loaded walk. Actually, in Kritzberger's situation, it might not be the worst-case scenario now that I think more about it. 2-0 pitch. The last thing you want to do is for Kritzberger to get a hold of this one and clear the bases or even get something better. 3-0 pitch. That's high. Kritzberger with a walk. And a run will score. Kittleson will score her second of the game. And just like that, Hillsboro-Central Valley fighting well. 9-6. And now the tying run is at first base as we get an infield conference. Hattlestead goes to a third. Du Bois to second. Kritzberger on the walk to first. Potasic is actually, we're going to get a new hitter here for, or Anderson, excuse me. And going to get a pinch hitter here as Kaya Chenault will come in now for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Trying to get some power to clear those bases. Chenault, a sophomore, 17, right-handed batter, still just one out on the board, 9-6. Hillsboro-Central Valley mounting a comeback. As Jewett stays in the circle. There's the first pitch. It's low. It gets away from the catcher. Wild pitch. Runner will score. Makes it 9-7.
Boy, that shot out of the reach of the catcher, it hit her shin guard and got over to the fence on the left side in quite a hurry.
Brings Du Bois to third. Kritzberger over to second. She's now the tying run, and she's in scoring position. A 7-0 run for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Again, it was 9-0 after the top of the third. Valley City looked like they were going to roll on to a win to start. Hillsboro-Central Valley, they pick up a run in the bottom of the third. It stays 9-1 until the fifth, courtesy of some Megan Ensign pitching and some good hitting. And some miscues for Valley City pitching. The go-ahead run is now at the dish with Chenault.
Base hit here, you could have a tie game.
Got to get out of the infield, though. 1-0 is the count.
Valley City playing back now more at a regular depth in their infield.
1-0 pitch for Chenault. That does catch the corner there, 1-1. Again, past the 2-hour mark of this one. 1-1 pitch. High. 2-1. Addie Jewett, who got out to a nice start, gotten into a little bit of trouble here now. Two-one pitch. That's off the plate now, 3-1.
Jewett's body language is not very good right now. She's frustrated. Almost looks a little tired, too.
3-1 pitch. And that's a walk. Chenault loads the bases again. And we're going to get a courtesy runner coming in as well.
Up to bat, Abigail Anderson.
In to run is Morgan Potasic. She comes in for the Burros. And we're going to get another sub here from Corey Erickson. And the Burros with one out on the board. A 9-7 advantage. The go-ahead runs now at first base. Abigail Anderson right now is up to bat. We might get another courtesy runner here. Du Bois right now at third. Kritzberger is over at second. And we do get another courtesy runner for Du Bois. It's going to be Destiny Ellingson Jr. comes in. So Ellingson is now on third. Kritzberger is over in second. And Potasic at first.
Valley City brings their defense back in now. They need to try to cut that run at home.
Still just one out on the board there as Anderson up to bat. High and inside, now 1-0.
Jewett just cannot find that release point right now. They're really struggling.
1-0 pitch. Just off the plate there now. 2-0.
Yeah, Jewett just looks gassed to me. That pitch went outside low and she shrugged her shoulders.
2-0, it's foul to the Valley City dugout down the first base line. And the count goes to 2-1. And Chenault drawing a walk. Courtesy runner Potasic out there now. Kritzberger getting onto a walk. Du Bois with a big single.
Catcher framing that pitch, trying to get the call, and just won't work.
3-1 now. And that's another walk. That's the third straight. As Ellingson will score, it's now 9-8.
Next up to bat, Megan Ensign.
Megan Ensign now trying to deliver the game, at least the game tying run. Natalie Jewett, first pitch, a little high, but a lot more force out of that one this time. 7 of their 8 runs for the Burros have come in the 5th and 6th. They were down 9-1 going into the 5th, bottom of the 5th. It's a strike. Count goes 1-1 here now. Still just 1 out on the board, and the bases are loaded after 3 straight walks given up by Natalie Jewett, the starter, who rested for a 5th. That's popped up. That's a great result there for Valley City, as it's a pop fly to the shortstop for the second out. And that'll bring in here now Aaliyah Jelmstead.
The infield umpire did signal for a
infield fly.
Yeah, an infield fly. He put his hand up, and the Hillsboro runners smartly stayed at their base.
Jelmstead on the day. She is 1 of 3. Base hit in the second. Did get on due to a drop third strike in the 6th. 1-0 pitch. High now 2-0. Bases remain loaded. Jelmstead tries to at least tie the ball game, but Hillsboro-Central Valley catching fire here. 2-0 pitch. Low, 3-0. It's not been a kind inning for Jewett, stepping back out.
Yeah, she's working that shoulder right now, looking in the dugout.
3-0 pitch. High, we're tied. Jelmstead draws a walk. Kritzberger will come home. 9-9. A testament in never giving up. We get another infield conference now, a 9-9 tie.
I think Jewett has got something going on with her right shoulder. She's reaching back on that right shoulder blade and trying to work out like a knot back there or something, and that's got to be hurting her in finding her release point.
There is 2 outs on the board. Bases are loaded, a 9-9 tie as Jewett continues to work on that shoulder. Peyton Quam comes back up. Backs away. It's a 1-0 count. Quam on the day. 1 for 3. Has a walk drawn and a run scored. That one got away for a moment from the catcher, but not far enough. Potasic at third, trying to give the Burros their first lead of the game and season. Anderson at second, Jelmstead at first. 2-0 pitch. Good strike thrown there for Jewett. She needed that one. We got a 9-9 tie. Jewett, 2-1 pitch. Just caught the plate that time, 2-2. Or 1-2, excuse me. No, and the ump did signal 1-2, and then it is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes there.
He checked his clicker and saw it was 2-2.
2-2 pitch. Quam saw it go down. That was close.
Good job by Qualm. She saw that floater coming in, and she knew it was going to drop. Originally her thought was to swing, and she processed quickly. The ball was dropping, and she let it alone.
Triple full count pitch. Burrows with the lead on a walk. As it'll be Potasic coming home, 10-9. Hillsboro-Central Valley has now gotten in front for the first time today. Here's the pitch. We're inside now. Kittleson comes back. Quam now is at first. Jelmstead over to second, and Anderson to third. 1-0 pitch. That's off the plate as well. 2-0. Valley City got to stop the bleeding here. As Jewett, 2-0 pitch. 2-1. Jewett has had a 6th inning to forget. She has given up a total of 7 walks to just 1 strikeout. That was a drop strike. Gets a piece of that one, and that goes into Berg's glove out at center field to end the inning. But what an inning it was for Hillsboro-Central Valley, coming up with 6 runs off of a couple of hits. No errors that I have anyway. And there was 3 left on base. Hillsboro-Central Valley mounting a comeback with a 10-9 lead as we go to the 7th here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9 in Ada, invites you to order your new Chevrolet vehicles. From the Silverado, Trailblazer, and Traverse, Lee Brothers is your authorized Chevrolet dealer, providing sales and service to the area since 1975. For ordering your vehicles, talk with Mitch Smurfer J. Trust the experts who know your vehicles best and take advantage of great Chevy certified service offers today. Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9, Ada. Call 218-784-2000.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
Top of the 7th here now, and Hillsboro-Central Valley has flipped the script. They lead at 10-9 on the Golden Harvest Tim Gazette Seed Sale scoreboard after a 6-run, 6th inning. As it's 2-3-4 up now for Valley City. Bethany Schultheis will come in for Valley City, really in need of a run here now, as now they do need a run to keep the game going. At one point, they were looking like they might close it out in 5 with a 9-1 lead. Bunt is shown and fouled back. Count is 1-1 here to Schultheis. Schultheis has drawn 3 walks in this game. She's gotten a strikeout as well. She scored a pair of runs, the only liner to score more than 1 today.
I got to believe that later in the season, when Valley City gets into conference action, their pitching rotation or their pitching changes would have been handled a little bit differently. I think this was an early season thing with Jewett that we're going to leave you out there and give you some experience on trying to work through a lousy inning.
2-1, and now Ensign trying to shake out her own late game endurance issues, if you want to call it. Late game fatigue. That's the word I'm looking for. 3-1. Nice strike there for Ensign. Full count. Again, the Burros went from a 9-run hole to now a 1-run lead. LaRue on deck and Suffolk cool in the hole to try and give the Liners at least 1 run to send it to a bottom of 7. Swing and a miss. Megan Ensign has done her duty.
Next up to bat, Bailey LaRue.
To bring the Burros back into this one. Bailey LaRue will come in here now. First pitch to LaRue. It's outside. 1-0 with 1 out on the board. Not sure her or her teammates would know this reference, but of course, so when I think of LaRue, I think of the song Bulletproof. And so LaRue and trying to be bulletproof there for the Liners. Trying to send a shot through the infield. or at least get on base. 2-0 is the count now in the top of the 7th as Hillsboro-Central Valley tries to start their season off in epic fashion with a come-from-behind win. 2-0 pitch. Strike one. Megan Ensign has been tremendous since the 4th inning, picking up 7 strikeouts, allowing just a couple of hits and no runs. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Inside. In the windup, 3-1 pitch. That is outside, and now the tying run with LaRue is aboard. On a walk.
Next up to bat, Kinley Suffolk.
Kinley Suffolk comes in now for the Liners. A triple and a run scored. 1 for 1 on the game. She's gotten on due to a couple of walks and is a hit batsman. Go ahead run now at the dish with Suffolk. Thorson on deck, Jewett in the hole. Pitch is a strike for Ensign. Count goes 0-1. Ensign looking at the armband. 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. Now 1-1.
Took something off of that one, and it faded inside on her. Dropped too low.
And a runner is on first with 1 down here in the top of the 7th. 1-1 pitch for Ensign. That's inside, 2-1. As Ensign looks at the armband once again. Ensign, the 3rd pitcher we've seen today from Hillsboro-Central Valley. 2-1 pitch. And that's fair down the 3rd base line. That's a big one for Suffolk. As coming around to score will be LaRue. Suffolk towards 3rd. She's tagged out this time, but a run does count. So LaRue will get an RBI double out of that. Or excuse me, Suffolk will get an RBI double out of that, but thrown out at 3rd. LaRue comes home to score. We are tied at 10. So this game will continue to a bottom of a 7th.
I like Suffolk's aggression there. That was a good choice. She had a reasonable shot at getting 3rd with 1 out, which sets up all kinds of things.
Hadley Thorson, the catcher, now number 12. Count goes to 0-1. That's the first run given up by Megan Ensign today. Again, the first 2 pitchers out of the chute for Hillsboro-Central Valley gave up the other 9. That's a nice base hit there for Thorson. Back-to-back hits.
Next up to bat,
That brings up Adelaide Jewett, the pitcher. 10-10 now. Our score with 2 outs on the board and the go-ahead run at first. Ensign. First pitch, swing and a miss. Jewett on the day. She has 1 hit. She's got a double. She's drawn a walk. Hit by a pitch. One of the first 5 run scorers of the game for Valley City. LaRue, by the way, joins Schultheiser with 2 runs on the game. Swing and foul back. 0-2 as Ensign tries to pick up another strikeout to close out this inning and send it to a bottom of the 7th. 7 strikeouts again for Ensign since the 4th inning. Ensign. 0-2 pitch. Grounder to the pitcher. Toss to first. Well in time for the 1-3 out to close out the top of the 7th. We did have 1 run off of a pair of hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 left on base. 10-10 tie. We go to the bottom of the 7th
Here at YourLiveEvent.com next.
I was visiting with Ben at the Hillsboro Body Shop, and we discussed, well, a lot of things. And then we were discussing, when do you think about the body shop? Most times it's after your vehicle gets damaged from an accident, hitting a deer, hailstorms, scratches, dents, windshield cracks. Ben says, beep. I say, when you need the repairs to your vehicle as you're thinking of the Hillsboro Body Shop, call Ben, 701-636-4981.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at FullServiceFoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
Pitching change coming up here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Pitching change presented by Nodak Insurance Company. Agent Brad Richter, Hillsboro. Sales associate Nick Preston in Mayville. For all your insurance questions, see Brad and Nick at Nodak Insurance Company, Hillsboro and Mayville. New pitcher there for Valley City is Ashlyn Hartzell, coming over from her third base position. Looks like Cindy Larson comes back into the game and goes to third. And I believe Jewett exits the game. So I believe those are the changes. Due up for the Burros to try and win the game in walk-off fashion. It'll be Hattlestead, Du Bois, and Kritzberger.
Up to bat, we have Carsey Hattlestead.
Hattlestead on the game has 3 runs despite not giving a hit. She's drawn a couple of walks. She's been hit by a pitch as well. 3 runs for Hattlestead, 2 for each for Kittleson and Du Bois, or 1 for Du Bois, 1 for Ellingson, 1 run each for Quam and Kritzberger and Potasic. Pitch is low. Count goes to 1-0. Again, anybody's game as we get to the bottom of the 7th. Burros, they get a run. Game's over. Pitch is a strike. Count goes to 1-1.
I don't want to sound like a homer here, but for her sake, it would really be nice to see Carsey Hattlestead get a hold of one and get an extra base hit here. That would do wonders for her and her year-long struggle to get back on the field.
Count goes to 2-1 there. Hartzell, the 6th total pitcher we've seen, as Hattlestead does get a hold of that one. It does fall into the right fielder's glove. She almost dropped it out there, but Anderson is able to haul it in. And so
Danielle Du Bois.
1 out as Danielle Du Bois will come in. Du Bois on the game. She's drawn a couple of walks. She's got a single, got on to an error. She's stolen a base. She's done just about everything the senior has, with a couple of runs as well. 1 down and nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. An A-B split matchup between Valley City and Hillsboro-Central Valley. Both teams with successful programs as of recency. Now goes to 1-1. Great start to our season. We're approaching 2.5 hours in this one. As Hartzell with a 1-1 pitch. Grounder foul down the first base line. Count goes to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 10-10 tie in the 7th. 1-2 pitch, and it dings Du Bois, and the winning run is now at first base. Still just 1 out on the board. As Santa Kritzberger, sophomore center fielder, number 7, comes up to the bat. Couple of RBIs, 1 of 2 with a base hit. Drew a walk as well. We get a courtesy runner coming out there also
for Hillsboro-Central Valley, and Ellingson comes back out there, Destiny Ellingson, the junior. So she now represents the game-winning run. With one out on the board, Kritzberger up to bat, and Potasic is on deck. Hartzell taking her time a little bit, trying to make sure she's got the right pitch, and of course they're taking time for the substitution as well. So,
yeah, the umpire was doing some housekeeping with the scorecard, and Coach Erickson had her back out of the box. It's a long time for Jomstead to stand there and wait in the box. So better to get out and walk around a little bit and then get yourself set with your routine.
The umps had a real busy day today, filling in all the changes. As Kritzberger takes a strike. 0-2 is the count now. Runner on first. And one out. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Hartzell. Or no, actually, beg your pardon, we were one strike ahead. Now it's 0-2. Still runner on and one out. Hartzell, 0-2 pitch. Kritzberger fouled. Out of play. We may be going to extras here. Kritzberger trying to advance the runner over there at first. 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Runner goes for the steal and gets there. And so Ellingson is now in scoring position. Off the steal. Kritzberger just needs to get it through the infield, go in the opposite direction, and this one might be over. 1-2 pitch. It's high. 2-2. An instant classic to start out our season. Two-two pitch. That's low. 3-2. Runner goes for the steal and avoids the tag.
That.
Wow.
Oh boy, that.
That's close, Keith.
It's
a gutsy call, first of all. It's a full count here now with one out on the board, and we get a circle conference.
Tie game, you're on second. You're the winning run. I don't think I'm going on that play. They need me on base more than they need me to advance one base. I'll bet you donuts to dollars that Coach Erickson just about swallowed his gum or whatever he might have when he saw the runner coming towards him.
Nonetheless, it works out. That's one of those things where you say, Coach, I won't do it again, but I'm glad I did it this time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a 10-10 tie in the bottom of the 7th, the game lasting 2.5 hours. And Kritzberger is a hit through the infield away from ending this game. Hartzell. Full count pitch. Kritzberger foul.
Boy, if she hadn't hit that ball, it would have hit her.
Dinged it off her right wrist, actually. I think she did hit it. She'll come back into the box here for another shot at it.
Either that or she hit it so far up the neck of the bat that it really stung.
Full count pitch. That's high. A walk. Gets Kritzberger to first. Runner is now at the corners. And 1 out on the board. And Morgan Potasic will come in to hit. First pitch, runner goes on the steal. Grounder to short, not in time. Game over. Hillsboro-Central Valley, no. Wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute.
We've got something going on out there. Nobody's celebrating.
Oh, this is interesting.
Umpires are getting together. I don't know what it could be.
I don't know what happened either. Did the runner leave before the hit? That would be the only thing I could think of. Did the runner leave early?
Is that still counting?
And doesn't look like it. It looks like the run will count. And wow, anticlimactic fashion after 2.5 hours. This one's over. Hillsboro-Central Valley comes back to win it 11-10 in a full 7 innings. Wow. So Mallory Potasic gets a RBI single to win the game, bringing home Destiny Ellingson, who scored her second run of the game herself. And on that, there was one run off of one hit. There were no errors and 2 left on base. And a couple of big stolen bases for Destiny Ellingson. That's a final on the Golden Harvest Tim Cazette Seed Sales scoreboard. Whoop. Just try to clear the board here. 11-10, Hillsboro-Central Valley defeats Valley City to win this game. They go to 1-0 to start the season. Valley City drops to 0-1. Again, the Burros get the win over the Highlanders. We got a lot to talk about in our post-game show here next.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay, services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For all your fresh floral needs, rely on 3R Floral on Main Street in Hillsboro. If you have an upcoming wedding or special event, contact 3R Floral to help with your floral needs for the occasion. Call 3R Floral at 701-636-2000. You can also find gift ideas for all occasions. Check out the new decor to spruce up your home and office for the new year at 3R Floral. And don't forget about Hillsboro Gifts, featuring Borough apparel for all Borough fans. Check out the 3R Floral Facebook page and see some great gifts available. If you can dream it, we can do it at 3R Floral in Hillsboro.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Coming back here on our post-game show, let's run through the stats and storyline of this game, presented by Farmers Union Insurance agent Ryan Opdahl of Hillsboro. Home, auto, business, life, farm insurance. Visit the agency downtown Hillsboro or call 701-436-5777. What a game this was. It started out looking like Valley City was going to cruise. They led it 9-0 through the first 3 innings, taking advantage of some Hillsboro-Central Valley pitching miscues and some other notables for them. They got 3 hits in those first 3 innings, again scoring 9 runs. Just 1 error for Hillsboro-Central Valley in the first 3 innings, and that was the only error in the whole game for the Burros. But from that point on, it was Hillsboro-Central Valley. They woke up. They came back. Megan Ensign came in and delivered a gem of a final few innings. In the final 4 innings of the game, she struck out 7 batters, allowing just a pair of hits, or allowing just, let's see here. She allowed 4 hits. 4 hits, just 1 earned run. And she is the winning pitcher as well for Hillsboro-Central Valley. So a great relief schedule there, not to knock the other 2 pitchers for Hillsboro-Central Valley. They gave it a great effort, but Megan Ensign found a way to string together enough good plays to help the Burros on the defense. On the offensive side, again, the Burros didn't score until the bottom of the third. Carsey Hattlestead comes in off a ground-out error. Or a ground-out by Santa Kritzberger to make it 9-1. Then the exploded in the 5th and the 6th. Runs from Kittleston, Hattlestead, and Du Bois make it 9-4 after 5. The Burros would add 6 more runs in the 6th. Peyton Quam, Kittleston, Hattlestead, Ellingson, Destiny Ellingson, Kritzberger, and Potassic would all come across to score off of a couple of hits in that one. A single for Kittleston and another single for Du Bois. And then we get to the 7th, and the 7th, each team added a run. It was 10-9. Hillsboro-Central Valley had the lead going into the top of the 7th. Bailey LaRue from Valley City scores off an RBI double from Kinley Suffolcool and ties it up at 10 each. Then at the bottom of the 7th, Destiny Ellingson, some gutsy moves as Ellingson stole a couple of bases. Second base was pretty typical. Third base was a little gutsy, but it helps the Burros come to win this game. Potassic with a game-winning RBI single. Ellingson comes home to score, and that does it, 11-10. The final line score, pretty identical. Hillsboro-Central Valley, 11 runs off 6 hits, 1 error and 12 left on base. And for Valley City, they had 10 runs off of 7 hits, 1 error and 12 left on base as well. Leading the way for Valley City, 2 runs each for Bethany Scholheier and Bailey LaRue, both with 2 runs each, 1 each for Cameron Berg, Kinley Suffolcool, Hadley Thorson, Adelaide Jewett, Lauren Larson, and Ashlyn Hartzell, all scoring runs in this game. Again, just 7 hits of the hitters today for Valley City. Hadley Thorson picked up a pair of hits. As well, LaRue picked up a couple of hits. And Suffolcool picked up a pair of hits also. So 3 ladies picking up 2 hits there for Valley City. For Hillsboro-Central Valley, again, they had 6 hits. 1 for Peyton Quam. And let's see here, 1 for Destiny Dubois, or Delaney Dubois, excuse me. 1 for Santa Kritzberger, 1 for Morgan Potassic, again, the game winner. And as well, 1 for Jelmstead. I believe that's might be 5 or 6. At any rate, to these stats and storyline presented by Farmers Union Insurance Agent Ryan Opdahl. Home, auto, business, life, farm insurance. Visit the agency downtown Hillsboro or call 701-436-5777. 11-10 is the final score. Hillsboro-Central Valley with the win over Valley City. Come from behind win. Again, down 9-0. They routed off 11 of the last 12 runs scored and win the game. We're coming back in just a little bit. We've got interviews with players and coach, and we'll get Keith's thoughts as well. Have some more post-game comments after this at NearLiveEvent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Coming back here on our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game at Enbridge Life takes energy, Enbridge.com for career opportunities, and joined by the Player of the Game. She needs no introduction here, Megan Ensign. You came in and you found a way to really get a rhythm and strike out. I had you down for 7 strikeouts, allowing just 1 earned run. And it was crazy coming in as the third pitcher, but what was going through your mind? What did Coach Corey tell you?
Well, we were just like a little nervous at the beginning, and like I had like nothing to lose. I'm just gonna go out there and try my best. So that's what I did.
It was just being loose and having fun, kind of like when you're out on the basketball floor and just chucking up 3-point shots.
Yeah.
It had to have been a tense moment for your ladies when you guys were down 9-0. What was Coach Erickson telling you ladies in the huddle and in the dugouts?
That we just got to get on the bats and get runners on so then we can stay in this game.
And how does it feel? I mean, this type of game, it feels like, like this should be at the end of the season and not at the first game of the season. How does it feel the first game of the season to just, be in this type of moment?
It feels really good because the second half of the game was more like our game. The beginning wasn't really us. We were a bit nervous, but we got through to the end, so.
Well, Megan, again, congratulations. We'll say a lot more here in the coming weeks, I'm sure, but congratulations on the win, and best luck. You're our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And, again, let's bring in the coach. Or actually, we got one more here. I believe Miss Peyton Quam's going to come in, and Peyton, as I was talking with Megan, this is a game that it feels like this should be at the end of the season, like a tournament game. But
yeah.
You play a Valley City team that's very good as well. Your thoughts on the comeback?
I just thought it was great. It definitely felt like a postseason game. We had that fire. We had that energy. I think we just wanted to, on our home opener game, we just wanted to show, like, we can win. It's not different from last year. We're still going to go out with fire. We're going to have a lot of energy. And I think we showed that today.
And it looks like from out there's not a lot of rust. You had a couple of nice pickoffs here today. Thoughts on getting back into the season here?
Yeah, definitely. It's just like with the wind, the ball's going to die a little bit. I know, like, my throws were fine. Once the wind dies down, they're going to be better. They're going to be on time. They're going to be faster. But I was really, really happy with our defense today. I thought we played really well with the wind, and for the first game, I thought we did great.
Peyton, it seemed like this was a team effort. It wasn't like one lady went 4 for 4, hit the cycle or anything like that. It seemed like everybody had a contribution to be made defensively or offensively in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I know we talked about we need to work the counts, we need to work walks, we need to hit though. The one big thing where like before this game we were like we need to get on the bats, we need to be have fire offensively. And I think that those first couple innings we just didn't have that, but that one inning where we scored that many runs, it was just like we were working the counts, we were getting on base, and a couple good hits brought a couple runs in, so it was nice.
Payne Quam joining us in our Dakota Heritage Bank post-game interviews. Payne, congratulations. Go rest up a little bit. We'll see you on Tuesday against Enderlin.
Yep, thank you.
And now let's bring in the head coach, Corey Erickson here. And again, Corey, I mean, you don't want to start out like you did, giving up the first 9 runs of the season and feeling like, gosh, how many minutes, months, years of my life is going to be taken away from this type of game. But I think your ladies learned a lot in just one game played.
Yeah, there was a range of emotions in that game. Came out just a little bit nervous, I think, and I kind of expected that from our young pitchers. Evelyn Willison, came in and we know what she's capable of. It just tensed up a little bit, and again, it's tough coming, especially against a Class A team coming to visit here. Maybe just motions ran high a little bit. Abigail Anderson came in there, and I want to say that she probably finished with around 6 strikeouts in a little over 2 innings. So she did a great job for us. A big step forward in her growth. Just again, I'm not sure, just tired a little bit or what. She's got the least amount of pitching experience of all of our pitchers, so we're pleased with what she did, and just need her to continue to sustain that for more innings. And then Megan, our most experienced pitcher, just came in and did what upperclassmen do. She came in there through strikes, let our defense make some plays, and and everything kind of settled in after that.
Let's talk a little bit about the offensive side of things, what's going through your mind when Ms. Ellingson gets the steal at second? Not just that, but a steal at the third.
Yeah, she was a little bit more aggressive on that one to third base than I wanted her to be, but it ended up working out. We kind of have certain signs, what to expect, what to look for from the pitcher, from the catcher, and we were running in certain situations. I didn't intend for her to move to third base on that one, but it ended up working out for us just fine. That's kind of how things go in these early season games. You get some surprises and you kind of figure out what your team can do, what we need to work on, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That time it worked out.
As I was telling Peyton Quam here in the post-game interviews, it seemed like a team effort that every single one of your ladies had an important role to play in this comeback win.
Yeah. We have some very talented underclassmen. It's very talented freshmen, and they kind of showed their freshman tendencies there early in that at times in that game. Nothing that probably the casual spectator sees or anything like that, but things that we need to work on and things that we've talked about in the huddle. But they came up big there late, and our upperclassmen really settled things down. They were huge for us when we're down, and they're still fighting. With a younger team, maybe we just shut it down at that point. But our older team, we're going to continue to fight and work through it. And I was really happy that they did that. And like you said, it was just kind of contributions from everyone. No one had a standout day, but no one had a bad day either, I don't think. So it was a good first game for us, good team building win. And anytime you can get a come from behind win like that at home and walk off win at that, it's a good thing.
Some things to work on. I think you mentioned you wanted your team to be aggressive in the pregame. Maybe sometimes they were a little too aggressive trying to get some extra bases.
Right. Again, it's just situational stuff that we need to continue to work on. Some of these girls didn't get to play in our scrimmage, and we haven't had a chance to work on a whole lot of base running stuff here so far this season. But all that stuff comes. It's just going to come with time, and just some learning things. I had to get after them, and usually when you're a little bit louder and a little bit more forceful with it, it sticks a little bit better. And I thought we grew from that and did a much better job in that second half of that game.
And Corey, let's talk about the next game on the schedule. We'll have that here on yourliveevent.com. You welcome the Enderlin Eagles to the Olsen Softball Complex on Tuesday.
Yeah, another situation similar to this game where, and it goes for any game, but I knew coming into this game that free bases were just going to be would have hurt us, and it did early on. Then Megan came in and settled things down for us, and it's going to be another type of game like that. Enderlin has some good hitters on their team. We always kind of feel like the pitcher is going to be ahead of the hitters early on in the season, so it should be another one where if we can just go in and throw some strikes, let our hitters do what I know that they can do. It should be a good game for us, but. Enderlin's, they're tough, they're a scrappy team, and they're always well coached, and they got a good tradition there of baseball and softball in that area. So we're not going to take them lightly. We're just happy to host another home game, and hopefully we're anxious to get into region play.
Corey Erickson joining us here on our Dakota Heritage Bank postgame interviews, sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, dhbanknd.com. Coach, thanks so much. Enjoy this one. Try to find some time to relax before we get you back into a high-pressure situation on Tuesday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And we're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll get Keith's final thoughts and our final postgame honors here on yourliveevent.com next.
All Works Underground Utilities, LLC specializes in directional boring and plowing of underground utilities. Contact Dylan Stevens, 218-261-3090. Power lines, communications, water and sewer lines. All Works LLC can get the job done. All Works LLC works with residential and construction contractors in Minnesota and North Dakota. Contact Dylan Stevens with All Works LLC, 218-261-3090.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
It's a spring sale with additional discounts on all trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro. With everyday lower prices, Bloomfield Enterprises is offering additional discounts through April 30th. All trailers have spring sale discounts and price savings. Dumps, tilts, utility, equipment, and car trailers, plus goosenecks and flow aluminum trailers. Talk to Tim at 701-430-0877 or Larry at 218-368-7989. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro for big spring sale discounts on trailers.
Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their farming operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source, helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, with receiving stations in Hatton, Sharon, Larimore, Devils Lake, Wilton, Washburn, Lincoln, Peasic, East Grand Forks, Grafton, and Garski. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or 701-847-2622.
Coming up back here one final time on our Dakota Heritage Bank. Got a lot of things going on right now. Let's actually talk about our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Enbridge Energy, Enbridge for Life, and Enbridge.com for career opportunities. And again, Megan Ensign tonight really stepped up, gave the team some stability after they fell down 9-0 early in the pitcher circle.
Yeah, she shut the door. It was, you said many times it looked like that game was going to be over in, if not 3 innings, 5 innings, and I would have bet heavily on that at that point. But Ensign wouldn't budge. The key was she came in and threw strikes. She wasn't giving a lot of freebies, making Valley City earn their runs, and it proved out that for those last 6 innings or so, they didn't score until the top of the 7th, and that's credit to Ensign and her experience and just getting the ball over the plate. So, yeah, that was the most pleasing thing I think out of the game for the Burros.
Let's chat here a little bit about our RDK Enterprises precision play of the game here. Again, RDK Enterprises, the roots in Hillsboro. RDK Enterprises has been a cornerstone of the agriculture community since 2011. Now under new ownership, they probably introduced GSD Precision Ag. They're committed to innovation and forward-thinking solutions that empower your farm's success. RDK Enterprise precision play of the game. It changed a few different times throughout the game, I think, for me. But Destiny Ellingson stealing from second base to third base, opening up more possibilities for Morgan Patazik to put the ball where she needed to put it and to win the game there.
We kidded about head slappers. That was, by all rights, that was probably an ill-advised attempt to go from second to third there. Sometimes you get lucky, it's better to be lucky than good. And she slid under the tag and ended up at third base. So, it was a key play in the game that what looked like a poor decision worked out for them.
And again, our RDK Enterprise precision play of the game, Destiny Ellingson, big steal from second to third base. We're looking as well at our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Discover local reliability you can trust at Halstead Telephone Company, halsteadtel.com, keeping you connected. And I think for me, I'm going to go a different route here for the post-game connection. Not something more positive, but something that both these teams need to improve on. Both these teams were maybe a little too connected to the bases here today. They both had left 12 ladies on base, and not going to win too many games if you leave that many opportunities on the base.
No, it's surprising that we had as many runs as we did with all those players left on base. But the key was, with 2 outs, the pitchers settled down a little bit and were able to get that third out, with bases loaded, and that that's a credit to their ability to focus in when they really, really need to. So that made a big difference in the ballgame, was getting that third out.
Again, final score 11-10. The Hillsboro-Central Valley gets the win over Valley City. Keith, any final thoughts on this one?
I'm still trying to process what happened in that game. It was just so strange. I remarked earlier the pitching changes and the pitching rotation that was used. It was a typical first game in that you had things you wanted to accomplish, you had things, experience you wanted to get to people, and that's what ended up getting Valley City was, the coach was trying to stretch out Jewett a little bit and help her, learn the ability to get through tough times and struggle through it. It just didn't happen quick enough for Valley City, and that was a tough thing for them. But for the Burros, hey, that's a fun one. It, like you said, it was anticlimactic because they had the discussion, and I did get the lowdown on that last play. It was the runner had left early at first base. The Valley City coach saw it plain as day. She sprinted out of the dugout and came to the foul line and asked the umpires to talk it over, and the umpires just plain didn't see it. And that happens because you're focusing on a lot of things when you're out there, especially as a field umpire. You've got, multiple runners to look at. You're going to miss things once in a while, and if you don't see it, you can't call it.
Exactly. Yep.
If things had gone according to Hoyle, meaning the runner was seen leaving early, and during off-air time, it was admitted to me that she left way early. But it would be an automatic dead ball.
Yep.
That would have been the second out, and that could have gotten Valley City out of the inning. They would have needed one more out, but good fortune, like I said before. It's better to be lucky than good sometimes, and sometimes it works in your favor.
Absolutely, and both teams had opportunities to win this game, so it's not like, well, if we didn't, if that went our way, then we win the game. Well, not necessarily, and you got to remember these officials, something that we always say all the time is that when we're sitting on our couches at home watching football games or whatever, we can see everything. The guys wearing the helmets and the officials don't always see from the same perspective and don't see from the same perspective that we can see from. And so you got to give the calls to the ones out there making the calls, and without them, we don't even have the game at all. So got to give them some credit. I think it was a well-officiated game here today, and it was a fun one as well. Keith, you're welcome aboard anytime on my broadcast. I know you'll have some solo yourself, and as will I. But great start to our coverage on YourLiveEvent.com. Again, baseball, softball, a lot of Hillsboro-Central Valley, a lot of Ada Borup West, but some other of our main schools as well. Kindred, Richland, Central Cass, Northern Cass, Thompson. Of course, we'll have lots of games, and we'll get to some other communities as well. Again, a couple of final notes. The final score on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seat Cell scoreboard, 11-10. Again, Tim's got some great opportunities. If you're still not sure what to put in that field of yours, give him a call, 701-430-0877. Got some great varieties as we get started with spring planting season. Want to thank, of course, our executive producer, Mark Forseth, our marketing director, marketing savant, Jim Berkmeyer, our magic video man himself, Jack Albee, puts together all the commercials as well. Brandon Mickelson back at the Halstead Telephone Company office. All of our voices at YourLiveEvent.com, led by our co-sportscaster of the year, Chase Miller. Keith Meyer sitting next to me. I'm James Martins saying, girls softball fans all season long, show some pride. We'll see you Tuesday as Hillsboro-Central Valley takes on Enderlin.